Doesn't matter that I pushed the wrong button.
I'm not showing any sort of butt cheek or anything.
No, you're good.
Good. This is good.
It's that kind of a show, though.
Yo.
Yeah.
All right.
We show.
So now we got to check. We got to, of course, check and make sure we have sound.
Check levels. Check.
There we go.
Perfect.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Roundtable.
Welcome. And as you can see, we have it. He's Randy Lynch. I'm BJ Ramirez. Welcome to Roundtable on Enchantment Broadcasting. And today our guest is Dallas David Ochoa.
That's me. Hello.
And it has been a while. We've been trying to get him on here.
Yeah.
Y'all have been sick.
He's just too good for us, so you know.
Yeah, you know.
Or he has a job that he has to actually, pay bills.
He's like really busy, so he's got to slum it down to come and hang out with us.
Oh yeah,
I love you guys. I love this show. I watch it every Wednesday when I can. So.
That's cool.
It's true.
It's true.
And when you don't watch it on Wednesdays, you watch it after the fact because I get these messages from you. Hey, I just watched the show.
Look, I heard this.
That's really cool. It's been a lot of fun having the comments from you and stuff. When we get comments from people, it's really fun.
Yeah,
it adds a lot to the show. So it'd be nice if y'all just woke up a little earlier.
I remember we had a fun day. It was me and Daniel Sanchez blowing up the
chat. That was cool.
He's a friend of mine. Yeah, he's awesome. He's a great guy.
Yeah. That is cool.
Daniel's a blast.
Yeah, sometimes we'll go to breakfast or coffee occasionally.
That's cool.
From time to time. For a Wex, we went to Wex. Beautiful.
Man.
Oh yeah,
that is a great place.
Green chili is phenomenal there.
Oh, and the best thing is even after you eat, before you leave, get a deal of their potato chips to go.
Oh man,
haven't done that yet.
Homemade potato chips there.
It's cool. The pastor from our church, when he came down, he wanted to have breakfast with me. I was like, okay, and I tried Wex, and he goes, yeah, I've been hearing about that. That'd be great because he's from Alabama. He came out here, and he's been out here. He goes, I heard about that. So now he's like, apparently, every time somebody wants to meet him, that's where he goes. It's
good. Yeah.
It's
that whole down really home, comfort food sort of thing.
For sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I discovered those in El Paso when they opened one up here. I was like on cloud 9.
Yeah, it has been.
And actually,
to see.
I was in the waiting room waiting for a table at Wex right after they opened when I ordered my first guitar.
Is that right? Okay, so there's a special place in your heart there. Yeah,
I had been sitting there and going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and I finally says, "Yeah, I need it by this date anyway because that's when my lessons start." So I got on Sweetwater and ordered my very first acoustic. So.
Nice. It's almost therapeutic, like going to a restaurant and kind of like searching through the store, Sweetwater, whatever it is. And, and adding it to the cart. You having your coffee and you're not really sure if you want to hit the accept or the buy button yet.
Yeah.
And then as soon as you're I'll hop up on caffeine and then you hit that and it feels good and it's like there's no going back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
On the opposite side, they don't tend to smile too much if you bring your guitar in and try and play it while you eat.
I need a seat for my guitar, please.
Why do I get the feeling you've actually said that before?
I know.
Is it just me?
Yeah. It's like I'm the one that, you put the guitar in my car and I'm always walking into the nail salon. Like when I come here and I bring my guitar and I go to and I'm walking in with my guitar case. And people I already have one on the wall in my nail studio.
Yeah.
Okay.
But when I walk in with another one, they're like, well, this is my stage guitar. That's my practice guitar. And they look at me like,
can't leave it out.
How many do you need? Exactly.
Yeah.
You can't leave it out there. And,
exactly.
It's like, how many do you need? And like, okay, we do not want to start that conversation.
That's a bad question to ask.
I was like, we rented a house it's been a little over a year now. When we got to the house, one of the rooms is my music room and I had all my guitars laying up against the wall and I knocked one over. And of course that takes out 3 more. And my wife comes in, her office is in the next room. She comes over, what the heck was that? And I told her, she goes, that's it. Get on Amazon and buy the hooks for the wall. And now all my guitars are mounted on the wall so that they're out of the way. And she's like, cause she's like hates clutter.
Sure.
You've heard of a hoarder.
Yeah.
My wife is the exact opposite. If we're not going to use it we're not going to use it in the next few weeks, then get rid of it.
That's good for a guitar player, right? Because there's always boxes. There's always hard cases. So hard cases are the worst you have. You have a lot of those that are starting to fill up a room.
Yeah. And that's like, I got a bunch of them and you're like
wall filled up.
in the closet out of the way. And, now my wife is sharing the room with me because we gave it to our granddaughter to stay in. She moved her stuff out of her office so that my granddaughter can have, her own room. So until they leave, we're sharing an office, and now I have to keep all my stuff put away because she hates clutter.
That's good.
Yeah,
that's good, man.
And he's seen her; she can't even go tomorrow and have clutter on the table.
Yeah.
And on top of that, she's also your sound engineer at live shows. I've seen her with a pad, like you're
Yeah,
that
she's
whole
got,
next level, high tech level.
and she's also my vocal coach. She'll tell me when I'm not breathing right and I'm not hitting my tones right. She'll we have a couple hand signals that she'll give me.
Oh yeah.
And that when she does this, it means watch your tone. And then she'll go like this, you're not breathing right. And it reminds me, because when I go to sing some songs that have the high notes, she knows that it bugs me if I don't hit it right.
And if you're singing something around the house and you're not enunciating well enough, what was that?
Oh my gosh! Yeah, he was there.
Or she starts figuring what she thinks it said and starts saying it.
Oh my gosh! I'm like, I knew she was going to be the right one. We started dating, and I spent the night at the house because the next morning they were going to go. I was going to an audition, and I said, "Yeah, I'm going to this audition, but man, I don't know how I'm going to hit those notes," because I was singing "Lights" by Journey.
Okay.
To audition for this, it was a second audition with this band,
and she goes, "That's intense."
And she goes, "Well, put the tape on, let me hear it." And so I'm singing with it, and she goes, "Come here." I'm like, "What?" And she starts tapping my side, and she goes, "You're supposed to be breathing here." And I'm sitting there going, "How does she know this?" Apparently, she was trained, had vocal lessons with
the Blues Brothers.
And all of a sudden, wham! I was hitting the notes again. I was like, because I used to be able to hit them, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on. She goes, "You're not breathing right." And she tells me again, reminds me, and everything. I'm like, oh, okay. And she's been doing that ever since.
Plus, also rule number 1: don't pick Journey for an audition. But
oh my god,
no, that's what happened. Was
I'm totally impressed.
Well, what happened was I went to the audition.
Gazungas. Can you say gazungas on the?
Oh no, I went to an audition first, and I picked a couple of songs off their list, and then they came and said, "Okay, we're really looking for somebody to do a couple of Journey tunes. So can you do? So if you could learn this song and try that for your next audition, that'd be great." And I was like, "Oh, I don't know." My line was, "I'm going to try to hit these notes, but man, the man must have no testicles." Finish the song. Guitar player looks at me and goes, "So you're saying you have no testicles?" Because I was able to hit every note perfectly. I said, "Did you guys lower the key?" And they go, "No." It's like, "Oh, okay."
See, that's where you just show your wedding ring and says, "Duh."
Like, well, at the time we weren't married yet, but yeah, that's
was that jaded?
Just a little.
That's all right.
Get used to
Not untrue.
That's funny.
Yeah.
It's a thing out there, It's what eunuchs, right? It's like, I'm not sure it's a thing anymore, but they used to castrate the young female the young boy singers, And
that
so
actually
they would constantly
the castratos,
hit those, the castratos was called, So.
Oh, I'm full of worthless information.
You have something to tell us, BJ? I'm kidding.
That's okay. No, today, like when I sing, some songs that I sing real high, and they look at me, "How do you still hit those notes?" And I'm like, puberty's going to be a bitch.
Poor Hanson. Remember that band?
Oh God.
It was like they hit puberty right when that song hit, and they recorded it pre-puberty.
Yeah.
So it was just bop, and they're like, "All right, Top of the Pops" or whatever it is, late night, and it's like bop.
Yeah, no. That was great. I was like, "Whoa, that sound
changed quick."
Yeah. Unfortunately, when my voice changed, because before my voice changed, I was singing in choir in junior high, and I was way up there. Only 2 girls that can sing higher than me at the time. I was a soprano. Then my voice changed. Didn't lose much of my high range. There was only 4 girls that can sing higher than me after that. I was like, wow, that sucked.
Well,
because all these other guys, all of a sudden their voice drops and they're going from like alto range down to tenor baritone range, and to me, I'm stuck still up there in the soprano area.
Great range though, man.
Yeah.
I've seen live several times, and you're like always very impressed by your range and the high highs that you can go for. So
it's been fun. I think it's because when I was a kid, my dad told me, make sure you sound like them. So my mom listened to Barbra Streisand. We would listen to Barry Manilow, all these great singers, and I was like trying to mimic them. So when my voice was developing, I was trying to mimic those sounds, and that's what did it.
Oh yeah,
because I could still hit. There's some song, like there's a couple songs I've written. I said, "Wow, it'd be really cool if I can hit these notes," and all of a sudden I'm like, "Yeah, okay, cool."
Yeah. So. Well, and the truth is, I was jealous of the tenor voices. When I was younger, I was listening to a lot of metal. Yeah. And of course, every metal guy in the 80s and 90s was these high tenors,
super high.
Yeah. And it's like, man, I wish I could sing like that. Screw that.
Yeah.
I'm done with that now.
What's funny about that is some of those singers from that era, they have these screeching highs.
Yeah.
But like a lot of them are natural baritones, like Axl Rose. I think on record, him and Mike Patton, I think, are like number 1 and 2 for like in terms of recorded music, like the strongest ranges on record. And yeah, he's a baritone. He talks. He's like,
Yeah.
Well, Jeff Tate from Queensryche.
Yeah.
Super low.
He was doing everything up high, and then he released Silent Lucidity, and he's singing these low notes, and everybody's like, "Is that really him?"
Where'd that come from? It's something about I'm not sure the physicality of it, but maybe it's such a strong instrument that it can stretch further. Who knows what's going on there?
If you develop your voice correctly,
really.
You can. But you also look at, like, my favorite is Brian Johnson. That guy, how he does it, it's like, because everybody tries to sing, you shook me all night long, and I'm like, no.
And the only guy that actually filled in for him was Axl Rose.
Axl Rose, exactly.
And it was phenomenal. Like, did you hear any of the clips?
As much as I do not like Axl Rose,
he nailed that.
He nailed it. It was one of those. They had to get the voice that can hit the notes, and he did it.
Yeah,
it was really good.
I'm a huge Axl Rose fan. Like, I love his stage energy. He goes from here to there. Like, he still acts like he's 27 running around, But kind of the beauty of the blessing and the curse of when he went with AC/DC was that right before that tour, he came down and he injured his Achilles.
Yeah.
And so he was stuck in a chair, which Dave Grohl actually had the same injury. And so he's sitting there in Dave Grohl's guitar throw, and it's like a chair with guitars behind it.
Yeah. And for what I understand, Dave Grohl reached out and said, "Dude, you want to use my chair? Because I'm not anymore," and offered it to him.
That was when he was a nice guy. Since he's been possessed by a demon, he tends to be a little more murdery.
Oh my gosh,
was that a good movie? We love horror movies.
I didn't get to see it. It was here 1 week at the theaters and gone, so I'm waiting for it to show up online. Yeah, Studio 666, or if it shows up at Redbox, I'm grabbing it.
Yeah, it's just too bad.
Seems in bad taste to watch it now, considering the passing of.
But you know what?
Yeah,
I have a feeling that they all had a blast, including him.
So it was like a nice last hurrah for him for sure.
Yeah. I'm sure.
And
I'm sure
make fun of everybody in that movie.
Oh yeah.
So
that was
way to keep it light. Way to keep it light.
Oh yeah.
Okay, look, it's been 15 minutes already. He brought a guitar. We brought him out because he's one of the most popular and busiest musicians in town.
I don't know about that.
Want to hear some? Can we hear something?
Oh, please.
Now? Yeah. Okay. I'll play something for you.
Please.
Let's see.
Tell me honestly, how many weekends a year do you not play somewhere?
So guess what? I'm not playing this weekend.
So, okay.
So I can't wait to hear what's coming up when you guys go into that, because that's like the fun time for me when I have free time and I can actually go see acts and see artists and all that kind of things.
For sure.
Which I did last week, and I was able to check in and see TJM. I hadn't seen him in a while.
Yeah.
I had Miss Daisy Blues release, unfortunately, but
it was awesome.
Was it cool?
Yeah.
Really cool.
Daisy's so much fun. Oh my gosh.
She's a blast.
Check out the new album. Album.
Yeah. Unsaid.
Unsaid.
Okay.
So her first album was Unseen. This is Unsaid.
Okay.
And 7 songs. It's on the streaming services. You can get it on iTunes for under $9.
Yeah.
Wow.
So why not?
It's a heck of a deal. Heck of a deal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a little Ani DeFranco song.
Cool.
She's one of my favorite guitarists / songwriters.
I could never have told.
And this is actually my dream guitar.
Oh, cool.
Thought I'd bring it in for the little video feed here.
That's awesome.
Because you guys always talk about Alvarez all the time.
Yeah, that's my thing. That's one of my dream guitars.
So
right now.
this is the Yari Alvarez. So this is when they make the Alvarez guitars in a small factory in the mountains of Japan, in Gifu, Japan.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, but I'll let you dink around with it when I'm done. Okay. It's pretty, isn't it?
Oh, his eyes just lit up.
I know. I was just like, whoa. I thought it was beautiful.
It's so could reach millions. That the choice was up to you. Said they always pay for lunch. They believe in what I do. Yeah, I wonder, will you miss your old friends once you've proven what you're worth? Yeah, I wonder, when you're a big star, will you miss the earth? I knew you'd always want more. I knew you'd never, ever be done. Oh, 'cause every
everyone is a fucking Napoleon. Oh, now everyone is a fucking Napoleon. And the next time that I saw you, you were larger than life. Yeah, you came and you conquered. You were doing alright. You had an army of suits behind you. All you had to be was willing. I said I still make a pretty good living, but you must make a killing. And so I hope that you are happy. I hope at least you're having fun. Oh, 'cause everyone is a fucking Napoleon. Oh, now everyone is a fucking Napoleon. Now you think that's the way it's gonna be. That's what this is all about. I think that's the way it always was. It shows not to notice until now. Yeah, I know that there's a problem when you call me up to confide. And you go on for over an hour about each one that took you for a ride. And I guess you dialed my number 'cause you thought for sure that I'd agree. I said maybe you know I still love you, but how dare you complain to me? Yeah. 'Cause everyone is a fucking Napoleon. Oh, now everyone is a fucking Napoleon. Said that your music could reach millions, if the choice was up to you. Said they always pay for lunch. They believe in what I do. Now I wonder, will you miss your old friends once you're proving what you're worth? Yeah, I wonder, when you're a big star, tell me, do you miss the earth? Do you miss the earth? And I know that I still love you, and you know that I'll be free. 'Cause everyone is a fucking Napoleon. Oh, well, now everyone is a fucking Napoleon.
Cool, dude.
Very nice.
By the way,
Song.
it is early morning, so if you're sitting there saying, "Did he say what I think he said?"
Yep.
No, he never said it. Go back to sleep.
It's French.
It's French. Yeah. So pardon his French.
Yeah, I didn't write it. Blame Ani. Hey, but she's a great little folk songwriter.
awesome.
She's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and she's never lost quality. Like, you know, like how there's some acts, they have like 1 or 2 albums they peak, and then it kind of, okay, where's this going? She's always been phenomenal.
Yeah,
absolutely. So
when did this all start for you?
Well,
how did it start for you?
Well, I bought a bottle of Jameson and I walked through your front door.
No.
And then you gave me breakfast. Oh, you mean before that?
Yeah. What made you say, I'm going to do this?
I did not give you a Vegemite sandwich, though.
Yeah.
That's true.
Gave you breakfast, but it was different.
Which I almost, learned a Colin Hayes song.
Oh, really?
But that's your thing. I want to hear you do one later. Excuse me. Yeah. So, the whole music thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, my name's Dallas. So, of course, I have to come from some sort of country music background, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I was a child of 90s country.
Oh.
Back when CMT played pretty much 24/7 country music videos, like for 10 years.
Like MTV used to do, yeah.
For sure.
That was,
So, for 10 years of my life, that's kind of what I did, morning, noon, and night.
Oh.
If I'd fall asleep to it. And then when I was kind of
was that like your parents' influence, or is that like what your parents listened to, or is it something that you gravitated towards?
Well, it was always in the house. Yeah. My dad always had kind of a varied taste. He liked Steppenwolf.
Okay.
So he kind of got me into Michael Oldfield's Tubular Bells.
Oh God!
So I kind of got the horror movie influence early on with kind of psychedelic rock. He was huge into Pink Floyd, so I'm sure that kind of factored in. And then somewhere when 90s country was huge, Garth Brooks, Tracy Lawrence, Sammy Kershaw, Travis Tritt, like that kind of era. That was huge. And then it all changed for me when I saw a Shania Twain video for No One Needs to Know.
Oh yeah.
That was a transformative moment. It was
that changed for a lot. That changed a lot for a lot of young guys.
Probably. But it was a cool video. It was a video of it was kind of mixed with footage from the Twister film, because it was on the Twister soundtrack. It was also on her album, The Woman in Me, as well.
Yeah,
track 11, if I remember right. But it was just her on the porch, just playing the G, C, F, the chords to it, and something about the whole vibe of that. I was terrified of Twister, so maybe that was kind of subconsciously, it was like, conquer your fear of Twisters with an acoustic guitar or something. So then I was like, I want to learn how to play guitar. And so after that, my parents got me a cheap acoustic, and then they got me a better acoustic, and then they got a Fender Stratocaster. My pops got me a Fender Stratocaster, which was cool as a youngster.
That's awesome.
Yep. And I actually befriended Shania Twain's live guitar player back in the AOL Instant Message days.
Oh God. Wow.
Which was kind of cool.
That's cool.
Cool guy from Nashville, or like he at least went to music school in Nashville, and that was back, AIM, Instant Messenger, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So we kind of kept up a friendship. We talk, a few times a week, which as a fanboy of Shania Twain, that was like massive for me. I thought that was really cool.
Oh yeah.
So we kept up that online friendship. He was like telling me the ins and outs of the road. I was asking him questions about Stratocasters, because I got one, he had one. So I was like, how do I do this? How do I get this effect? All this kind of stuff. So we kept up that friendship from 98 until, which was the Come On Over tour, through early 2000s, which was the Shania Twain Up tour.
Yeah.
Which was like her last like big, massive.
It was just
tour.
before Red and Green, which didn't do so great.
Yeah.
I have it.
Killer though. Killer.
Yeah.
And so then, I was like, hey man, like you're coming to Denver. I was up in Denver at the time. I'm like, hey man, like you're coming to Denver. I got tickets, of course. Yeah, we should meet up for coffee. He stood me up. And I was like, heartbroken, like not heartbroken, but he was my buddy. I was like, I'm gonna meet up and have a cool meetup with Brent Barkus, was his name. And
you were all ready. You dug the hole in your living room.
Oh, totally.
You put the little bucket to bring the lotion down to him.
Totally.
You were ready. Yeah.
Totally. And so I was a little salty about it, because the day before, he's like, yeah, let's do it. Day of, I'm like, yeah, man, like, are we gonna meet up, blah blah blah, wherever it was. Crickets. I got nothing from the guy. Man. So like, a salty, angsty teenager that I was. My buddy went down. We went by the tour buses. Like not to like cause any problems, but just to say hello and be like, why, am I not good enough for a coffee? Man on man date here or something. So we went over there. He came out with his wife, the band members, and of course I knew all the band members. I'm saying hi to him. He comes out and he kind of averts his eyes, like he knew that he'd wronged me in some way.
Oh my God.
And so that was my big problem as a teenager. That was a big deal for me back then. So And so, yeah, Shania Twain kind of started that. Basically, is where I was
That's
going
cool.
with
That is cool.
that. And then kind of got into Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Oh yeah,
of course, like everybody else.
Yeah.
Hate to sound cliche, and I was, of course, a huge Guns N' Roses fan, so Slash was big for me.
Yeah,
I was more into Axl. Like I thought Axl was really cool with his snake moves, and like I never heard a voice like that, so kind of drew me into Guns N' Roses and kind of the rock thing. And then in college, I had another transformative moment, which me and Randy have kind of talked about sad songs, heartbreak songs.
Oh,
We love that stuff. And so I got my heart broken for the first time in college, and I kind of put down the electric guitar for a little bit, picked up the old semi-decent acoustic, and then somewhere in that same month, I got really into Dave Matthews and Tim Reynolds at Luther College,
right?
Because everybody in college finds Dave Matthews at some point.
Oh yeah.
So like I used to make fun of his voice. I thought it was stupid. I kind of secretly liked the hits. Secretly, like I might put on too much of the space between when no one was around.
Yeah.
But in college, this guy's like, no, you have to listen to this record. Dave Matthews and Tim Reynolds, you need to listen to this record. I'm like, no, I know what Dave is.
No.
and then I'm like, I had no clue
how
amazing this stuff was. And so I think it's disc 2, somewhere in the middle. There's this song he does called Halloween, which I was a big Halloween fan. Still am a big Halloween fan.
Yeah.
So he starts off with this riff like,
oh yeah,
right? You remember that one? And then he starts like screaming about chickens and kitchen tables. And I'm like, okay, I need to listen to this record. And so pretty much ever since then, and I found Tori Amos during that time. I was listening to the Alanis Morissette Unplugged record, which was amazing. And kind of never full on picked up the electric full time again. Kind of stayed acoustic ever since then. So
well, and
exactly.
And you've got so many pedals now that you can do just about any sound you want.
I know, right? Yeah, so like it started off simple. It's like like acoustic, you plug in, you're done deal, right? And then it turned into basically like I might as well be playing a Stratocaster with a half stack and 1,000 pieces of equipment. But it's all right. I enjoy it. It's fun.
I was talking to Damian Luna yesterday about it, and says, he's got the little V shape, and it's almost like watching somebody play a pipe organ. It just none of the keyboard stuff, just all the foot pedal stuff.
Right. It is kind of a ballet for sure. Like, and I thank Las Cruces and us moving here about 1.5 years ago for me learning how to do that, because before that I never really touched pedals at all. Straight into my Fishman amp. Yeah. And that was it. I think I might have had a vocal effects processor just to add a little reverb flair here and there.
Right. It's funny because we used to joke about the fact that when guitar players start out, they get every pedal they can and throw it all together and use all of them at once, and then they start scaling back. It's funny to hear you say that you gradually got into it, because that's not normal.
Yeah.
Most guitar players are like, I want them all. So, because I know I even did that when I started playing guitar again back in 98. And I bought like 4 or 5 different pedals and put them all together at the same time, like, chorus, super phase. And I'm like throwing it all. And then I'm like, well, maybe I should back these off.
Nice. I think one of my first was a phaser pedal.
Yeah.
Too,
it's like a go-to.
This sounds like a sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
There's no use for it.
No,
you're like
not really.
Funk band or something, or 70s funk band or something.
If you've gotten tapped by some friend who's putting together a low budget sci-fi movie, you can do some background music
then
for
it's
them.
There. Then it's there.
And it's so funny you mentioned how you get your heart broken, so you go back to that acoustic guitar,
the root of it,
because that is like, it's a psychology thing. Here we go.
Here we go.
Here's that. It's that old comfortable friend.
It is
that you feel just there was something about that just made you feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And that's what drives. So I think that's the thing. That's why guitar players cannot get rid of guitars. I've gotten rid of one, and that's because my ex-wife gave it to me. So after the divorce, I just wanted to get rid of it. So, but that's the only one I voluntarily said, you can have it. I'll sell it to you. I don't care what you want. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then, the 7-string, I let my friend keep it because I realized that was an impulse buy. That was just not smart.
Because unless you're like in a Slipknot cover band, there's really no use for that.
Exactly. I got it because it was like this. It just looked cool, and I thought 7-string. Yes, I'm the man. No, you're a jerk because you can't play the 6, and yet you're trying to play 7. Come on. So I let a real guitar player keep that.
Good.
So, but there's guitars out. Like my first internet purchase was my Yamaha Plaid guitar that people love to see, and
That's in all your promos. So it's
yeah,
really cool.
I have to use that.
I'm a Yamaha guy myself, so it's
Yeah.
like I'm a Yamaha and Alvarez guy. That's like the
There you
majority
go.
of my stuff. So.
RGZ, that's the back in the 92
Sure.
blue Saraceno model.
Yeah.
So
It's
yeah,
so tacky. It's amazing.
Yeah, I love it. People look at me and go like, oh, yeah, that is so cool. Everybody looks at me and goes, what the, I remember Jaffe Ryder looks at me and goes, what is that, a kilt guitar? And I say, you can make fun of it all you want. You know you want to play it.
Yeah.
He goes, yeah.
For sure.
Awesome. It sounds pretty killer too. Like,
it is.
Because Yamahas are just so like.
And plus, I traded out the stock pickups and put trembuckers.
Okay.
Seymour Duncan trembuckers, which are designed to go with the tremolo arm.
Sure.
So that the pots line up perfectly.
Sure.
And you totally get that E string back.
Okay.
It's just fantastic. I when I changed those, it just changed the whole
thing.
I
want to play it now.
I know. I gotta. Yeah.
Next time we'll have to bring in like all of our guitars that we want to show off.
Oh my gosh, we did that not too long ago. Run our tours because he had gotten a Zoom effect processor, and I have a line. I'm a line 6 guy. Yeah, this is on my second line 6, and because my first one died, and so I'm on this Pod Go. So we had that out, and we were playing with those. Yeah.
And there's so much on that pedal I still don't understand, but I know how to use a wah pedal.
There you go.
So that's fun.
Yeah.
And you have like 4 of them now, right? Like in your device.
There's like 4 or 5. There's a bunch.
That's pretty cool.
But it's got a chrome wah, and it just
cool.
That is the go-to though.
Yeah,
that is the go-to. I don't use it at all.
Is it more like
it just
like
there's
metallic sounding or something?
I don't know. It's just I don't know. It feels like it's just easier to hit stuff that sounds good. There's nothing really discordant on it.
It's kind of like the bright but yet full sound.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And there's other ones that have a different sound that's more funkadelic style in it. But there's something about because his has a chrome, mine has a chrome. That's what I went to because it has that full sound.
Nice.
So yeah, it's just
I don't use it. Episode.
Yeah.
I don't use it
because as you know, you've seen me a couple times. Like I love. I love me some Crybaby.
Yes,
that's the one piece of gear that I bought twice. Like I probably could have fixed the first one, but I'm not that tech savvy. I know it's old technology, but like I like to play the stuff, but I don't want to like mess with it and then take personal ownership that I screwed it up myself.
Right.
If someone else screws it up, I can blame someone else, but I don't want to ever blame myself for screwing up my baby. You know?
And when those things go out, they go out with a bang because I was in a band back in LA. Well, I was in a band in LA, and the guitar player, we're in a blues tune, and he goes on his wah and he engages it and just goes off, and we're like, yeah. He goes to disengage it, and it didn't disengage.
Oh.
He's pounding on it. It's a high-pitched squeal is coming out of his amp.
Wow.
And he's pounding, stepping on it, trying to disengage it. It won't disengage. He is now down on the floor, beating on it, trying to get it to stop. Pigs are coming from other counties. I mean, it was just screaming. People are looking at it. All of a sudden, bass player and drummer are still we're all just watching him. Finally, he unplugs it. And it's a passive, it was passive after that, but he unplugged it finally, got rid of the squeal, stood up, and the bass player and the drummer just look at him like, well, so he goes back to play.
Hey, with that sound, it could have been psychedelic.
It was awful. I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, dude, do something because pigs are showing up from another county.
Hey, that's when you do a Yoko Ono song or two.
Exactly.
Oh dear God!
You don't even need to do vocals.
There's a market for this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I remember. So when a wah pedal goes out, it goes out.
It goes out. Yeah, like mine wasn't that bad, but it was definitely it was Colonel Sanders' extra crispy crunchy recipe. It was just like you could feel the grime, and like I looked like it didn't look that dirty, but it gets real deep in there,
Oh yeah.
And so I was like, I can't do this anymore. So that's the one piece of gear that I bought twice, and the one I have. It's the mini Crybaby, which is amazing because like the one thing that I found kind of cumbersome about the big one is it's just so big. Like I don't have small feet or anything, any sort of problems like that. But like I always found since it didn't have the kind of that kickback on it, then like it takes a lot of effort to bring it back, and it was just cumbersome. You couldn't feel it, But with this mini, your foot is perfectly right over it. It's like breathing just back and forth.
Really cool.
And it sounds the same.
That is the big guy. As long as it's down, that's the cool thing.
And it takes up like not too much space on the board, which always looking for new pedals. Just kidding.
Yeah.
I'll get in trouble with the fam.
There you go.
If I get another pedal.
Yeah. Well, I have noticed that a lot of musicians in town just go up and ask them what they've got, and they're going to show off. I went to see Daisy Blue on Sunday for her release party. And of course, Tim and Dave were up there, MFB, playing with her. And then she brought in, I forget his last name, Irving. I haven't seen him before, but he's an older Hispanic guy. He plays a hell of a guitar.
Very cool.
And after one of their breaks, I went up and I was looking at stuff. Says, I just wanted to see your pedal. Well, come here. And he starts showing me all the stuff on this thing. And then he starts showing me his guitar, which is a Fender with a, I didn't know it existed, a scalloped neck.
Mm.
Whoa, that's weird.
I've heard of them, but I've never seen them out in the wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The frets still come up to the string, so you've got this.
But the wood is scalloped.
Yeah. You don't actually push down onto the wood with the strings. You're just pushing down, which means you can do stuff like your bends and
it's
stuff.
like a sitar almost or something. Yeah, that's crazy.
I remember back going out. One of the first nights I went out to hear somebody, and it was Chris Baker. And after he was done, I walked over and I said, I just wanted to see what kind of guitar. He had this beautiful Seagull guitar. I'd never heard Seagull, and I said, I just wanted to see what it was. And he goes, "Oh, pick it up." And I just looked at him like, "What?"
Yeah,
because I'm like, "You're gonna let me touch your guitar?" Because
it's very personal.
I'm a little
thing.
yeah.
And
he goes, "No, go ahead, pick it up." And I was like, "Oh," and I picked it up and I played it for a couple seconds. I was like, damn, this is nice. And he goes, yeah, those are, and he was just really cool about it. And I was like, wow, that's, and that's, I'm okay with most people. It depends on who it is.
It's selective, right?
Because I have, when I was playing my plaid guitar,
you developed some radar for that.
For sure. It's like, you guys, no problems. But if there's like a, the drunk guy that comes up during a break or something, this happens all the time,
I'm not kidding. I was at church and I had my Music Man guitar I was using for a while, and that's my baby.
Yeah.
And I played that and I had it on there. I had a couple kids. Oh, can I say it? Don't you touch that, Yeah. Well, this one pastor who was a guitar player, when he came in, he goes, you gotta let me. And I went, yeah, go ahead. Because I can, and he could play. Oh, he was really cool.
Yeah, I've got a strict rule. I won't let young kids play any of my guitars ever.
Man.
Mainly because what happens if they're better than me?
I know, that's true.
So no.
Don't go to Guitar Center.
Oh, God.
That'll humble you quickly.
Yes.
Or TikTok or YouTube, all these 4-year-olds like playing Eruption perfectly. It's like
I have a 12 string that I used to keep in my nail studio, and the salon owner next door, her sons would always come over. And they liked strumming on it and stuff. And she looks at me and goes, "Are you sure you're okay with it?" I go, "I hate that guitar."
Yeah.
So don't worry about it. I don't mind.
Certain ones.
And I had another one when I had my blue guitar in there for a while, and they came in. I said, "Sorry guys, not that one."
Also with sacred or amp settings and pedal settings.
Oh yeah.
And kids, like especially small kids, they love to flick knobs. Like no. That's
well, and especially if you happen to be lucky enough to find an amp that goes to 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
When I was playing the church, I was playing with the church praise and worship team. We get there early, and my granddaughter's with me. She was barely crawling, and she's crawling around while I'm, kind of warming up and getting play. And she goes over and sees my Line 6 pedal board, and it didn't have a lot of knobs on it because you had to do everything through an app. But there was one knob on there. She turns it, and it turned the distortion all the way up. Oh. And she just looked at me, and I'm playing it for a second. I look at her, I go, okay, so I switch it back, and I'm playing, and it's clean. And then she's like, "No," and she turned it again. And I'm like, "This is my baby. This is my granddaughter." She loved the distortion sound, so she kept turning. She goes, "No, Grandpa, I want that."
This is a future sound engineer.
I know, I'm loving her. So I was like, "That
you're just a musician. You don't know what you want."
Yeah.
I used to play in the church in high school when I had my Stratocaster. Right? There was this up and coming church, and they asked me to play in the Sunday service. I was doing the youth group for a while, which was fun, and then I did the Sunday service, which was like a step up. It was a big deal for me, right? So I had this Fender Princeton that started to short out right in the middle of one of the services, like the moment in the service, when everyone's closing their eyes and slower song, doing some A minor, CG stuff, whatever it was. Everyone, this old lady in the front row, doing this thing and, praying as they do, and shorts out right at that moment.
Oh my God.
And like, we're talking like, the highest pitch, and I'm over here trying to fiddle with it. I'm like getting tape, trying to tape it in. Okay, it stops. And then the old lady, she goes back there praising whatever it was. And so then happens again, and then she like grabs her heart. She's like, "Oh God, help us!" It was like she thought that like a demon had come into the service or something, or like I was so embarrassed.
Gosh, that's
Yeah, they let me back, but not with that amp. I had to borrow equipment or some stronger duct tape, which I think that's what I did, and I think it did it one more time, and then they asked me to not come back, but it's okay.
If you can't fix it, duck it.
Exactly, duck it, and no F-bombs.
Yeah,
there you go.
So,
this is a family show.
Yeah,
please.
I think it's time for him to play another one.
Yeah.
Well, like I'm a big fan of you guys. Like I know, like
That's why we brought you here, though.
I
They've
know.
heard us enough.
I know, but like I don't see you too often. So I have to hear your voices too, you know. Oh yeah. Before I play, do you wanna play it for a second? You wanna see it?
Okay. I gotta try this.
Yeah.
Handmade, handcrafted. Excuse me.
Mm.
In Gifu, Japan.
Gifu.
Probably.
By a monk.
You never know. And it has that soft beat.
Yeah.
I want to lower the action a little bit, but this is pretty.
I've done that to all mine.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
What do you think? Pretty sweet, yeah.
Yeah.
He likes it.
Oh yeah, you can tell.
That is pretty.
It's also one of those ones you can just look at too.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
I loved that. I saw that when I played. I was like, whoa! And I love
Back.
the inlaid in the corners and stuff.
Rosewood, come on.
That is pretty.
It's illegal.
Yeah,
probably.
I love that. I love that green.
Yeah, you got
on
that-
the side, that is
You got that
beautiful.
sunrise pattern, but it's
Yeah.
it's that darker wood.
Yeah, but I used to hate sunburst. I used to think it was just like old fogey, and now that's all I have. You know, so
Oh really?
that's all I have now. I have a sunburst bass, two sunburst acoustics, sunburst electric. So,
Oh, yeah.
Now I love them.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. When I was 7, I was introduced to Ace Frehley. And then I was like, oh my gosh, I love the way it sounded. And of course, that cherry sunburst Les Paul, I was like,
It's
that
iconic.
was iconic.
Oh,
yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
I never got into Kiss. but
Oh,
yeah, it was.
That's the reason I picked up a guitar,
Really?
because it was something about the sound, not so much the imagery, but the sound that Ace had. It was funny because the first 3 albums, I had a friend up the street that had all the albums, everything.
Mhm.
And we'd go up there and listen to it all the time. And then all of a sudden another album comes out and I'm like, Ace isn't playing the way he normally does.
Was it not Ace?
Right. That's what
Yeah.
I found out. Like not even, it was later on, like many years later, I found out it wasn't Ace. That's why I could tell the difference.
Yeah.
I was like, because I remember telling my friend, Ace isn't playing like he usually does. Dude, he's still awesome. I said, yeah, he's awesome, but it doesn't sound the same.
It's not him.
There's a vibe that he has when he plays. And when you
Mhm.
watch these live videos from his recent stuff, he's like, oh my gosh, it's still Ace, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So like, I don't want to write them off completely. So
Yeah.
like, send me like top 4 songs that you like. Yeah, 'cause I want to give Kiss a chance.
Cold Gin,
I want to give him a chance.
the Ace songs, Cold Gin, his version New York Groove was awesome. And then there was Shock Me.
Okay.
Love that song.
Yeah, because people that
That's
like
it.
love Kiss, they're
Oh yeah.
obsessed. It's like
Oh
it's
yeah,
like the
I was one of those.
Church
But
of Bon Jovi.
when I was
Yeah.
a kid, I was a kid, late 70s or late 70s, especially. If you were either hated them or loved them, there was no in between.
yeah.
You were
Yeah.
either cool or a dumbass for liking them. So it was
My favorite English teacher, like he was the coolest guy in high school, Mr. Cummings. I
yeah.
don't know where you are, if you're alive, whatever, but hello. Yeah, he was a member of the Kiss Army.
Yes.
Oh,
So,
God, yeah.
He was cool because he had all the Kiss Army stuff behind his desk, you know.
Yeah, it's like it's one of those things where you had to, I like Kiss, and you had to wait for the person's reaction to find out if you
To
were
see.
because there were kids in my
Yeah, that
school. I
was
almost
A
got
little
beat
too
up one
much
time.
chest hair, though. There was a lot of chest hair.
Oh,
coming
that's
out
true.
of
That's
Oh,
one-
yeah.
there. That was the thing. Thomas Selleck was hairy. He was.
And in
Everyone loved
1996, when they came out, and Paul Stanley's like, "Dude, you're kind of old enough to," because no, Sammy Hagar doesn't take off his shirt anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the Kiss Army was cool because that
Oh,
was actually
yeah.
when you would join and you get merch
Oh,
regular.
yeah,
Yeah, you
So,
got like a
yeah.
poster stickers that actually say Kiss Army.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I
It
think
was-
Rihanna has a fan base called the Rihanna Navy. A little
Oh,
different
funny.
style, but
Yeah.
you know,
Well,
kind of a rip. It's
Oh,
fine.
I'm not gonna go there.
well, you know what they
Okay, I'm gonna
say.
play a Rihanna song. Just kidding.
Go ahead.
I
You
do
know,
love-
you know
I
what they
love
say
Rihanna.
about the Navy. You can meet your fellow man, and okay, that may have been somebody else.
Where's this going?
It's either that or the YMCA. That's all. I
Oh, Dallas, start playing, please.
Okay.
know. But
Okay, well, BJ's officially played my guitar, so
yeah,
has some cool vibes in it now. Okay, it's a song called Hellhound, and this is it's going to be on a project that's more of a indie rock kind of singer-songwriter project that's kind of been in the works for a little bit, but hopefully it'll come out soon. But it's from that. You've heard this one.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know.
We both know we're creatures of habit, and so we go. Got Gotta work till we land it. And you're so cold in a world full of magic, lady. Bye bye bye, baby, and we both know creatures of habit, and so we go. Gotta work till we nab it. You're so cold in a world full of magic, ladies. Bye bye bye, baby. No, so the hell no. So leave me alone. So the hell no. On tunnel zone. On tunnel zone. Bada bada zone. On tunnel zone. On tunnel zone. Over the river and through the woods, at grandma's house, she's gonna feed you good, gonna treat you good, and it's understood. Under the bridge and through the rain is a two-home piece. It cannot be tamed, it cannot be slain, it cannot be tamed. So we go. Our business is minding, and we all know she's on the grind. Don't be afraid of the barking dog. In the house we are, in the house we are. Don't be afraid of what my eyes are filled with louses are. Better run long and far. Oh, one time and zone. One time and zone. Bada bada zone. One time and zone. Zone. And we both know creatures of habit, and so we go. Gotta work so we nab it. You're so cold in a world full of magic, lady. Bye bye bye, baby, and we both know creatures of habit, and so we go. Gotta work till we nab it. You're so cold in a world full of magic, lady. Bye bye bye, baby, lay me down, not for the way down. Forgot it was my birthday. Lay me down, not for the way. Hey, oh no, don't. So the hell no. So leave him alone. So the hell no. Don't. Just give him a bone. So the hell no. So leave him alone. Here we go. There's one.
That was cool.
That's awesome, man.
That
Thank
is
you,
a
man.
cool groove.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about the actual finished version. When whenever that's done, we have some cool stuff going on.
Yeah.
Cool.
We got some great trumpet, some kind of Spanish Mexican standoff sounding trumpet at the end.
Cool.
And then we have my drummer on that, who's in Portland. I have a band that I play with, but they're spread across the country.
Oh my
So
God.
the drummer's in Portland, but phenomenal.
Yeah.
Coolest guy ever. Shout out to Jeff Bissett. He's also the lead singer in a U2 tribute band, which he actually leaves the kit and he looks just like Bono, and he
Oh God,
does the whole thing with the reaching and the all the Bono moves.
Oh, that's good.
Phenomenal talent, like one of the best drummers, coolest guys ever. So.
Yeah. Well, something I've noticed, I've seen you play a couple times now, and even sitting here, you're doing the same thing. You kind of keep beat. You're moving both your feet like you're marching. I've only seen that from people in marching band. Do you have any experience in that, or where did that come from?
I'm not sure, but yeah, maybe a little bit of marching band. I played baritone in the marching band very briefly. I was a terrible baritone player, and I was kind of conned into doing that by my band instructor because there was the crappy band, right, and then there was the varsity band. I can't remember it was the names of them, but he needed baritone players for the varsity band, and I wanted to play trumpet, and so he said my lips were too big to play trumpet, to kind of like insult me or kind of play into my insecurities to get a baritone player.
Wow.
And then here's the funny part too. He taught me baritone and treble clef. Now, baritone traditionally is a bass clef instrument. So I go to varsity band. He's like, all right, you're fifth chair because like we need you, but you're not that great, but you're going to be in there.
You just need another fill.
So he handed me bass clef music. I'm like, excuse me, sir. You taught me treble clef for an entire year. What is this bass clef nonsense?
Yeah.
So then every song I had to go through and
transpose it
note to note. So I'm like, yeah, that's enough.
Yeah,
but I did play a YMCA once at some sort of like downtown fair.
Oh my God.
In Kansas somewhere. I don't know. But the part was brr, 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 and I was getting hot and it was loud and couldn't hear me anyway. So I just kind of fingered it and walked. But yeah, that's all right.
Done that.
It was 2 notes.
Yeah.
I didn't have an instrument at the time, but I've done that. Yeah.
I was in.
She wasn't happy, but hey,
that was good.
I was in concert choir, and I had
I bought her
problem.
I
had a problem my second senior year of actually getting to class. So I actually missed a lot of school because I just couldn't stay in the parking lot.
Yeah.
And we get to our choir concert for concert choir, and there's a song I had no clue what it was, not a clue of any of the parts. I just sat there and mouthed what I thought I was hearing people saying. I didn't sing a note.
That's all you got to do.
It's like I faked it.
Fake it till you make.
Yeah.
Or fake it till it's over.
Yeah. Luckily in the madrigal choir, I knew all the songs that we were doing because we've done them at least the last 2 years. So I was able to finagle through that. But yeah, it's one of the reasons I had a second senior year.
Sure.
So
I hear you. Well, yeah, so yeah, like a little marching band experience, but it's just kind of I don't know, it's a rhythmic thing.
Yeah.
It's mainly this foot. I think when I sit, this one goes, but when I stand, this one is the one that kind of does this rocking horse motion.
Yeah.
Kind of
when you're standing, you tend to go back and forth one foot to the other. So I'm just like,
I'm evolved.
I was watching this, I was like,
that's
a marcher. That's not just anybody playing guitar. I'm sitting on a stool playing. No.
And it doesn't take long to develop those things.
Yeah. And
I will catch myself like hearing like, what's that sound? Oh, that's the sound of the wood on the stage.
Yes.
Sometimes I'll hear that and like, oh, it's a little off-putting, but
as long as it's on beat, you're okay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And I had the great pleasure and honor of playing with you.
That was a blast.
A couple of weeks back at TRC Brewing. I watched you on that stage, and I was watching that wood. I was like, I hope it holds because everything's cool out there except that stage.
It's a tight fit.
Really needs to be.
That is a tight fit.
Yeah. And the wood isn't great. I could see it doing this thing the whole time.
It's like each piece of gear was like about this far from falling off in some capacity.
It's like just move that out of the way.
Yeah, but awesome place, great people down there.
Oh yeah,
and that was a blast. I was planning on coming out anyway. I get a message from you saying, "Hey, you want to play?" Okay.
Yeah.
I've got this voice from Red Whiting in the back of my head. I've got a few voices, but his is sitting there saying, never pass up an opportunity to play.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, okay, no matter what it is, I'm always going to say yes. So
like that movie Yes Man, and then he winds up being like interrogated for terrorism. Or something like that.
Been there, done that.
Yeah.
I mean, geez. If I had a nickel for every time I got accused of bombing a place,
Or planning it.
Yeah.
Right.
Although, who knows? Maybe I'll get accused of bombing at a place soon. So some people that are not going to be bombing this coming week. How's that for a segue?
There we go. Segue,
very good segue.
Smooth.
It'd be a better segue if it didn't turn around by saying, "Hey, how about that for a segue?" But still,
it's even better, I think.
You mentioned TJM a minute ago. He's going to be playing at Hacienda this Friday at 6:30.
Awesome place.
Yeah, it really is. CL Smith is going to be playing at Don Felix. CL is awesome.
Awesome.
Unbelievably manic player because you never know what his interests are. He's a frontman for Rockabilly Strangers, but he also does his own solo projects as well. So I know that his big love is surfer music.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, really?
Some Dick Dale.
Oh yeah.
I like me some Dick Dale.
So that's kind of cool. Christopher Escarriaga is coming back out to Rio Grande Winery this Sunday at 4. Rio Grande is awesome. And
it's a neat place.
Don't eat before you go because they got their little food thing. I can't even call it a food truck.
Now? Is there a cart there now? Or?
They got a trailer.
It's a big trailer that they've got set up. It's permanent. Yeah,
it's a permanent trailer, but it's
and it's the chef from Josefina's Oldgate.
Yeah,
from back before.
That's great food.
Yeah. So it's always good food.
Sure.
Let's see. Sage Gentleling is going to be playing at TRC Brewing here in town, Las Cruces, Sunday at 2. Catfish Fry at the Boneyard Cantina, Saturday at 6. I don't know who that is.
Not clue, but
sounds delicious though.
You know what? I love a good catfish fry, but I might get a little mad if I get up there and there's no food.
Yeah. Hopefully they sound good.
Yeah. By the way, you want really good food, catch a show of anybody up at Icebox.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, the barbecue there.
It is so damn good.
Have you tried the sauces? They have like 10 sauces.
Yes.
What's your favorite one? I have a favorite.
I have not tried it yet. I just keep hearing about it.
I keep telling him he needs to get up there.
Yeah.
There's a white sauce.
Yeah.
With like pepper specks in it. I can't remember what it is, but it's a Carolina type of sauce. I'm not, don't quote me on that.
Yeah.
But it's the white one.
Yeah.
Blow your mind.
All of their sauces are great. A lot of times I load up my sandwich with their hottest barbecue sauce. Be careful if you're not used to hot because it builds.
Is it pretty good?
It's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, they've got their other stuff out there. They've got the onion petals, which is basically, deep fried onion pieces.
Yeah.
And they've got that kind of onion ring type sauce that you put on those, and it's so good.
I'm shocked I'm not like 300 pounds overweight in this town.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a good something good to eat.
Oh my
because you can get a chili relleno or a chili relleno or burger at 8 in the morning here.
Yeah.
Or burrito.
Never take that for granted.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's dangerous though.
I tell the story about how we moved out here. We came from a town in Missouri that had 2 Mexican restaurants. One was just American food wrapped in a tortilla, so they called it Mexican.
Sure.
But the other one was a Mexican family that ran it. And it was we thought it was good until we came out here. And then my wife went back and ate there. She's like, "We'll never take you there again."
Yeah,
because it's just she goes, "I'm ruined because of back home."
Yes,
exactly.
Oh yeah, once you get used to it out here, best food in the nation overall.
You can't eat
the
Mexican
barbecue
food
is
anywhere
better here. Like
I
can say that proudly because I've lived in all the barbecue hubs. I've lived in Texas, North Carolina, Kansas, which in Kansas City specifically, which are known for their sauces. The barbecue here is better.
It is.
It's the pecan wood, maybe. I don't know what the difference is.
It's something because I was even in Missouri for 7 years, and I thought the barbecue was okay, and I come out here and eat K-Bob's when it was when they still had the restaurant, and then of course Rudy's, and it's ridiculous. It's like you can't. The food out here, everywhere you go, it's like, and I couldn't believe how many Mexican restaurants there are here, and they're all different.
They're all different.
Totally.
That's what blew me away.
And they all have green chili for the most part, and each green chili is slightly a different take on it.
Yeah, exactly. There's some restaurants that you go for this, and it's just we never had green chili before we came out here.
Okay.
In Missouri, you could barely get green peppers,
right?
Yeah. Let alone jalapenos or green chilies. And when I came out here, I could barely handle jalapenos when I got here.
Sure.
Now that's not a problem.
Okay, now your tolerance is pretty good. Now.
Exactly. Yeah, my wife fell in love with green chili.
I remember up north, like you'd ask for green chili because I lived in Denver area for 10 years, which they have their own green chili, variety. Amazing, hot, very similar but different. So like I got super spoiled by that, moved to up north, and I kind of took it for granted, right? That other places don't have it.
Yeah.
So the first diner I went to, I asked for green chili, and she kind of looks puzzled, and then she brings out the jalapeno Tabasco. I'm like,
that's about all you're getting there.
Okay.
Wow, that's
sort of,
okay.
kinda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what else is going on?
Speaking about Boneyard Cantina, they are doing their Boneyard Brunch and Bloody Mary Bar every Sunday morning, starting at 10 a.m. Goes from 10 to 2. So we need something else on Bloody Marys because I just can't quite get my head around that. That's a little thick for alcohol, especially first thing in the morning. But hey, to each their own. Dream Merchants are going to be coming out to play at Palacio's Bar. That's kind of cool.
Wow.
They used to come here a lot more than they do now. Oh, you want to go want to see something cool? The courthouse and jail here in town, 251 West Amador. This Saturday, starting at 7:30, they're going to have their ghost tour of the haunted courthouse.
I was wanting to do that.
And it is a haunted courthouse. So that's kind of cool. Of course, tonight we've got karaoke over at Amara Winery starting at 7:30. Tomorrow night, Thursday, is going to be open jam. It's over at Amara.
Back with the long hairs, Dwight and Red, and I can very proudly say that I will be opening that. From now on, it's going to be opened by a group of people. Last week was Truman Provencio. Yeah. The week before is CW Aeon. So there's going to be a rotation. Jeffy Riders next week. I'm this week, Jeffy Riders next week. And we're just going to be opening the first half hour to, depending on what it is, but at least half an hour, and we open it and then we get the open mic started.
Yeah.
Dwight Dixon will be stepping up there to do some of his solo stuff.
Yeah, he is getting geared up to start playing some solo gigs.
And then you can bring your guitar and let Red and Dwight join you. You will not be sorry. It is so much fun. It's just so much fun. It is a blast. I'm looking forward to it. And they're like, just start playing. We'll follow you. And I'm like, how do you do that? Because I can't even follow myself. And they're just, So
I still need to go out there. I still haven't.
Oh my gosh.
Cool.
It is
and
so
this is the
fun.
time to do it because they got a new food truck.
Okay.
Yes, and we got to get their name next time. But you come out to Amaro. They're there Thursday through Sunday, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I think so now.
And it's some good stuff, man. Carne asada tacos, carne asada fries with their green chili sauce, and then they have burgers that are fantastic. It's and they're great people.
Oh yeah,
it's so nice because there's for some reason some of those food trucks make you just like, all right, I'll go in there and ask for something.
Feel guilty.
Yeah, it's like, oh my
utilizing
God.
the services.
Yeah, but they are just the sweetest thing. They are so nice,
they're great.
and they love what they're doing.
And the neat thing is, you notice whenever it slows down, they're not working right at the moment. They're sitting out there listening to music. They're part of it all.
Enjoying it too.
Yeah.
The cook, it's a husband and wife, and the husband came out. You can see a couple times he'll hear something he likes. He'll come out and say hi and things. Yeah, that was awesome. I love that. Like you watch him go, this is so cool. He's cooking, but he stopped so he can go say hi and tell him he liked what he heard. That was awesome.
That's great.
To watch him do that. They're just great people.
So it's a lot of fun. Salud de Mesilla this Saturday at 6. They are doing Drag Queen Al Fresco again. Hosted by Ivana Bump.
I am trying to get my oldest son to come out.
That would be awesome.
Because my oldest son is a drag queen out in St. Louis, and he still does it. He still brings out Janessa once in a while. He's more of a mentor now, but every once in a while he gets the itch and he comes out, and oh man, if you could see him and his troupe, that is amazing stuff. But yeah, you got to give them a lot of credit. This is not something that they, just throw together. I mean, their look and their style, it'll take 4 to 6 hours to get ready for a 2-hour show.
Oh yeah.
It's like a lip sync thing, but
they do lip sync, but they do products. They have different costumes, and it's lip sync.
Yeah.
But it's fun to watch.
It's part of the fun.
And to watch and look, and sometimes when you look at him, you're like, wait, that's a guy. Are you sure? Sometimes you look and go, yeah, that's a guy. But there's times where you look and go, oh my gosh, because we went to one of his pageants in Springfield, Missouri. And my son, who's 18 at the time, and he looks in and he goes, Dad, I got to be careful here. I got to watch who I'm checking out. I said, tell me about it.
Yeah.
Because he looks at his brother and goes, dude,
that's
girl. He's like,
that's even further than what Aerosmith warned us about.
Oh, I know.
Right.
Yeah.
Dude looks like a lady.
My favorite thing to do was there was this one guy I worked with that I was in Missouri in an IT job, and there was this arrogant, just dumb idiot sometimes. And he was just, so I looked at him, I said, oh, here. And he goes, ooh, nice. Who's she? And I went, my oldest son. Whoa.
Yeah, it kind of changes everything, doesn't it?
I know. I was like, that's my oldest son. Oh, what?
I have a very similar story. So my first time playing in high school, it was this kind of ragtag band with my friends, right? And I was a big No Doubt fan back then.
Oh God, yes.
This is like 2000 or something. So they were like top of the top. So I was like, hey, like I want to do Just a Girl by No Doubt. So we all dress in drag.
Oh my gosh.
And so like I tried to put in the balloons, to do the anatomically correct kind of look. And so my dad shows up to film the thing, and like he doesn't understand or like he didn't know that we were gonna do
this.
Man. And so he's kind of far away. So I'm setting up and I'm trying to get used to having the balloons in, and oh my gosh, female guitarists, my hat's off to you.
Yes, how do they do it?
How do you do it?
Yeah.
So I had to take him out. But before I took him out, I was putting in chords trying to get used to this whole thing. And then my dad's like, hey, who's the gal with the big, so forth. And my mom's like, that's your son. So somewhere there's a video of this.
Awesome. Oh my gosh, that is hilarious. Oh, that is
it was far enough away where I give him, it's okay, Dad. It's okay, Dad.
Funny as hell. That is great.
I was looking good.
That is good.
It's okay.
That is funny.
Oh, we got a comment on the page. Okay. Samantha Groom says we will have to do a backyard jam with you guys this summer sometime. You can meet our singing dog Frankie.
Oh,
I'm in.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
I want to meet a singing dog.
Yeah, we have a rescue pit bull. It's a bully breed pit, the cutest dog in the world. But like he looks very, kind of scary on the forefront, but like sweetest dog in the world. These big droopy jowls.
They're big babies.
And we have this picture of him with the star background. I'll have to show it to you later. I'll send it to you. And he has like the little mini sombrero.
Oh.
And he's just sitting there with his big old jowls. It's the cutest thing ever. So and he sings. We call him Sexy Sax Dog. Because he's specific about what he sings to. He likes old school 80s saxophone.
Oh, God.
So, like,
oh my God.
His favorite song is Careless Whisper.
Oh, instant. I love this.
It's like, and he's like, it's the greatest thing in the world.
I remember back in the 80s when the pit bull was like the scariest dog because, but then now it's like every pit bull I meet, I look at him like, okay, you're an embarrassment to your breed.
Oh, yeah.
Because I walked into this one woman had this pit bull. When you look at her, she was a little scary. But I walked into her house when she wasn't home to, take care of something for her. And the dog just looks at me and tilts her head. I'm like, you're supposed to bark. And she tilts her head the other way. And I'm like, you're supposed to be growling, barking. And then she dropped her head and walked up to me like, please pet me. I'm like, you're such an embarrassment.
Be scary for once, please.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, you're supposed to bark. Oh, never mind.
All the DoorDash drivers are terrified of our dog, though. So keep the legend alive.
Yeah, exactly.
To be fearful.
Keep that up, yeah.
Won't work with me.
You've been warned.
Yeah. What else is going on?
So Salud de Mesilla also this Saturday 6 to 9. You don't get to see her out here that much. Allison Reynolds, who, by the way, won an award at the New Mexico Music Awards.
Wonderful.
For cover song.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So that's kind of cool.
I haven't seen her yet, but I've heard good things.
Yeah, she used to play a lot more than she does now. You see her pop up every now and then. Not as much as you used to. Let's see. How about this? Cruises Regulators, women's tackle football.
Oh yeah.
That'd be fun.
This Saturday, 6:30 to 9:30 p.m.
This is not the lingerie football league, right? Just so that you know, it's not. No. They are serious.
They're very serious.
It is real.
And this is out at the Field of Dreams.
Cool.
They're using the court out there.
That is so cool.
So yeah. Does it say?
I don't know. I did watch a little bit of the lingerie football league, and that's changed because man, they're going to have to start putting on more pads because they started hitting each other. I'm like, yeah, they're not wearing enough padding for that.
And they're built a lot of the girls.
Some of the girls are just, I mean, it's like they are serious. It's like they're trying to turn, I think they're trying to turn that into more they call it now the ladies football league, and they're trying to change it somewhat. I think it's a good idea because cool, man, the skill is there.
That's a lot of skill for sure.
Yeah.
So fun.
I haven't been out to see them do the football thing. I know that we're getting closer and closer to the new season for roller derby.
Oh yes,
and that's a blast. I saw
that. That is wonderful.
We have such a good team out here.
Yeah. Whoops. And they're a very, very. You think the music community? They're just as tight as the music community.
Oh yeah.
I mean, both sides are. They compete, but they're also very, very much a tight knit community, and they're wonderful to watch. They put a lot of effort into this,
and it's amazing to watch because this is not what you used to see on TV with the curved track. Right. This is flat track. They're on flat concrete making these turns.
Fast.
Whoa.
There's not the big hits. There's like they bump into each other a lot, and there's not the dramatic stuff.
There's a couple.
There's a couple times where they get into they bump into each other pretty hard.
Get a little.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is to watch the skill of them skating and watching out and look. They're fantastic.
One of their star players on there has been Rocky Balboa, and she's built tough.
Yeah.
And it's not that she's trying to hurt you. It's just when she hits you, she's the one that's planted and you're going.
Well, yeah, like you have to like be in very good shape to do this.
You do.
Oh, yeah.
You're
Honestly.
skating. It's hard.
Absolutely. Anything else? I'm seeing a bunch of weird stuff. Meet and greet for a judge. We're not going to talk about that. Scotch double blind draw at Lucky Dog Billiards. Their pool tournament. This that's today, Wednesdays, 5 p.m. Dry Point Distillers is doing their trivia tomorrow at 7 with the Cruises Trivia God.
That's a cool place. Have you been down there?
Yeah.
They have the Blue Corn whiskey.
Bosky Brewing Company tomorrow at 6 is doing trivia for a cause.
Oh.
Category: the films of Quentin Tarantino.
Oh dear.
So the answer is always feet.
Yeah.
Always feet. Always feet. And obscure music.
Yeah.
Okay, real quick. Favorite Tarantino film?
I couldn't tell you. I don't know who the directors are other than the music I've seen. So
it's.
I think Inglourious Bastards. That's the one that I
I
watched.
do remember that one.
That was
That was
amazing.
intense.
They did a really good job of doing that. I was like, yeah.
Very intense.
From Dusk Till Dawn. I was like, wait, he
He
was
was
involved,
just-
but that was
yeah.
Robert Rodriguez. So,
He was the worst actor in it. Just kidding.
yeah, my favorite Tarantino movie is one directed by Rodriguez.
We actually got some more comments.
Well, we do.
I wonder if I see him here.
Yeah, let's see if we can bring him up. The screen's a little far away, so we're gonna try and
Yeah,
cheat.
he's good at. Yeah.
I hope it's not. I can see Dallas's buttock.
It could be.
Okay, I'm trying to make sure everything's
It's
in
yeah.
the right place.
Just don't get shot in your buttocks, and we'll be fine.
Oh gosh, when I was doing that rocking move when I was playing, did my leg come up too far? Oh man, this will be a good replay, huh?
Hey, one way to figure it
We're
out.
gonna have to change. Yeah, it's a good thing he marks off that it's not a kid's show.
Huh. Why am I not coming up with comments on here? I'll have to cheat.
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about Tarantino, so I can go ahead and close that and see who's saying what.
And just to throw in a plug, I will be.
This is more Samantha.
Oh, Samantha, yes.
Yeah. It says I worked with one of those girls on that team. These girls are crazy and work out constantly.
Yes,
I think it sounds awesome.
I had a neighbor at the apartment complex I lived in, and she was always in the jacuzzi because she was sore from head to toe.
Oh, I bet.
We know where we rank with Samantha. She says, "Okay, my depth trial is back on. Have fun, guys."
Oh gosh.
And also a shout out for Samantha. She just got her business license, so she's doing photos for families, kids. She's amazing at
very cool
music and band photography too.
Awesome.
So if you guys ever want, some photos
we
done,
were talking
let
about
us
that
know.
and getting some photos.
Yeah,
she'll probably come out anyway and do it.
I'm using a picture that I just selfie took with my guitars behind me, but I like it.
Yeah, that's great. So plug if you ever want some
very
concert
cool.
photography.
Absolutely,
let us know.
definitely. And her name is
Samantha Groom, and her company's Sam's Eye Photography.
Okay.
And go on there, and she has a great little portfolio online.
That's cool.
Cool. Yeah, because you're playing a lot more.
I have actually a busy weekend this weekend. I'll be opening with open mic on Thursday. Friday I will be at Don Felix, and Saturday I will be at NM Vintage Wines. I'm not doing much this summer, but this one, for some reason, everything just condensed into this weekend. So, but
sometimes it happens like that, and it's like by day 3 you're on hour 6 of singing, and you're like,
because usually, and usually I won't play 3. I'll do back-to-back days, if I have to, but 3 days I can't.
You ever done a morning show and a night show?
No, I cannot do that.
Sometimes I'm like, oh, what did I do to myself? Oh,
yeah, I know I can't do that.
As a mobile DJ, I've done that.
Oh,
and I was worn out.
Yeah.
So
just hauling the equipment is the main issue.
For sure.
That's why I condense things down to where it's 3 trips to the car and I'm done. And
You're a smarter man.
If I need to, I can do 2 trips. So
that's smart.
Yeah.
So this Friday, if you want to go out to Amaro Winery, CW Ion and the Longhairs are going to be out there. They're also going to be back at Amaro on June 4th.
Yes.
They'll be playing. Was it 7?
They will be playing at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
However, before that, from 2 to 5 or
3 to 6?
3 to 6.
Yeah.
It will be Randy Lynch
or Dwight.
No,
Dwight Lynch.
Dwight Lynch.
Randy Lynch will be playing his. I think this is your first complete solo gig.
It is.
So and I remember the day that you first went in to open mic and you made the mistake of bringing your guitar in, and you actually said, yeah, I might play, I'm not sure. And I'm like, yeah, sure. That if you bring a guitar, Dwight will put you up there.
Oh yeah.
And I knew that was going to happen. And so he gets up there. My wife was there too. We were sitting there. I go, this is his first time up there. And she's like, oh, okay. And he was doing okay.
I had one song.
Yeah, one song. He was doing okay. But what made it work, what made it so funny is that his guitar teacher, Damian Luna, is 5 feet away from him with his phone up, recording him and just kind of coaching him along. And it was like that, because my wife looks and goes, who is that? I said, his guitar teacher. She goes, oh, the poor guy.
I'd actually seen that clip.
Yes.
Oh God.
It's actually online.
Is it?
Yeah.
I try not to look back at that stuff.
That was the beginning. And then the night we had later on, he was getting better and better. And one day, Dwight and Red joined him and start playing. And he had that look.
And Jaffe,
that's right. Jaffe got up a jam with you, and he had that look. And I remember looking, going, that's it. There it is.
To the races.
He had this smile. He looked around, and I'm like, he's one of us now. And he came down, and the first thing he said was, I felt like a rush. And I went, he's one of us.
That's awesome.
So yeah, I'll be up
here
there.
It is. There's a culmination to that.
Yeah.
So,
June 4th, I'll be up there.
And it's Xiao, her birthday. So it's her big birthday. So there's stuff going on all day. And yeah, so come out early, catch Randy, and then stick around.
Come out and catch me and make me look good.
Oh, no, he'll be fine. He'll be just fine.
Awesome songwriter too.
Like, yes, he'll be doing his originals,
stuff.
Playing that gorgeous Gretsch.
Oh, I'm actually gonna probably bring all 3 of them and
absolutely,
and go back and forth
but put them up on display. That's part of the fun.
Man, that's fun. But that
building
gorgeous
your stage look.
There you go.
And you've seen his 12-string.
Oh yeah,
you
have to play it.
Oh, cool, yeah. It's you're gonna have to, because it just adds so much to his sound. It is just, and I think he plays the 12-string better than the 6-string.
I do.
That's my opinion, but it's
great. A little bit lighter, so my big fat fingers work.
So get out there and hear him. It's going to be great, and it's going to be a lot of fun out there. I'll try and make it, but that night, later on that night, 7:30, I will be at Vintage Wines.
Yes,
but so I'll try and make it out for the last little while. But yeah, it's going to be good.
Yeah. I am now up to. I have as of the other day, I have 11 original songs.
That's awesome.
That's amazing.
So, 2 of which, one of them, Damian has heard, nobody else has heard, and the other one, there's 4 people who've heard it so far. So these are fairly new songs. One of them I'm still trying to figure out, because it's going to be a lot more complicated.
One of them is kind of happy too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Nice.
And I use the word ass a lot. So.
Oh, there we go.
So it's PG-13. It's a hard PG-13.
Yeah, hard PG-13. Yeah. Hardcore. Yeah.
So there's a lot going on.
Triple PG-13.
Nice. PG-14 plus.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, that's great. It's gonna be fun.
I'm a little shaky, but I'm excited.
Just start playing, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After the second song, you're on a groove.
I have no idea what that's like. It's like, I remember the only time I ever was nervous. The only time I was ever nervous was when I was in middle school doing a solo in one of the choir songs, and that was after that was it. I was hooked. So it's like on stage. We get stage fright, so we have to get focal points. I'm like, that way we don't have to look at the audience. I'm like, why not?
Yeah.
They're like, what do you look at? I look at the audience.
Awkward contact's the best part of it.
Yeah. You look and you make you need to make eye contact, and you see how they're reacting. And
you're in the right line too. Make sure it's they're in
Oh yeah.
I do that to my wife all the time. I'll do that to my wife all the time. There's certain, I'll when I do Down Under.
Yeah.
They always get to the part, there's a strange lady. She made me nervous, but she took me in and made me breakfast. And then I always add and then I married her.
Yeah.
And I look right at my wife and I say it. She's like, very cute.
That's awesome.
See, I don't have to add much of that, because almost all my sad and depressing stuff, it's pretty clear who it's about. So,
hi, Diana. Haven't seen you in a while.
Only one song is about her.
Yeah, but it's one of the best.
And the sad thing is, she's aware of it, but she still loves the song. So,
oh man.
Oh yeah, she's like, I should be mad, but I'm not. And I'm like, yeah, because it's a good one.
Yeah, and actually, she was involved in creating the one of the new songs that I'm doing. Her and another friend of ours who actually did what's in the song. So,
can't wait to
hear that.
Well, actually, I think now's a good time to hear this one.
Oh,
we have the backstory. So you should hear the song, I think. That's what I maybe.
I could try it as long as you guys don't laugh too much.
I'm excited.
Dude, we're not going to laugh. I know that.
I'll let you fill in while I go get the guitar in the other room.
While he's doing that, now you're not just a musician; you also have a day job.
Yeah.
What do you do otherwise?
Well, yeah, I kind of worked in the hospitality field for little too long. It's all right, hospitality field.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, music's the main love. I basically try to find work that fits in with all the music stuff.
Oh, that's good.
Which is half of the battle. But
yeah, that's for me. It was being able to set my own schedule because when I get a gig, I just block off the afternoon, so I don't take any clients that time. And
sure.
Luckily, my clients are totally understandable. I have clients telling me, "Well, if you do get a gig and I'm scheduled, just let me know. We can reschedule.
Work around it. For sure.
So they're really good about that. But it's hard to make that your primary. I know I can't because I just not that busy.
Yeah,
it is for me. I know guys roll their eyes when I say this, but it is kind of a hobby.
Yeah.
It's because I have an addiction that I can't let up from.
You're also not looking at becoming, some huge star.
No, because my whole goal of I am writing my own music, and they're like, "Oh, are you going to make an album?" Yeah, I am, so that I can say I have an album.
Yeah.
No other reason than make my parents proud. And
you have 10 songs.
Yeah, I have about 6 now.
Okay, he's getting there fast.
And it's funny because for years I always said I can't write my own music. I can't write my own music. And then one day when I asked to cover his, he was like, dude, write your own freaking music. My wife had been telling me for years, it's time to write your own songs.
Sure.
And so when I finally tried it, I wrote a song for my wife. And she like, why can't you write your own? That was good. And I'm like, are you sure? And she's like, don't you think, my wife is like, don't you think I would tell you if it wasn't good? Because yeah, she does.
Yeah.
Like when I did a song one time, I said
a straight shooter.
Oh,
yeah,
very.
She's like, oh yeah, she's heard of it because I have one song that I started playing, but she said it sounded depressing.
Oh God, yeah.
So she was like, why is it that because I covered his song and I played it, she was why it's a country, he's playing it country, and yet you sound more depressing than he does.
Yeah, we played it back to back just to hear the difference because I was curious.
Sure.
Because he doesn't change a whole lot. The chord progression is the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about the delivery. I guess.
It's the delivery and the strumming that's different.
Because I'm not country.
Yeah.
Not. I did do a year in a country production show back in it was
he did a year, like it's prison.
Year.
I know, right?
Yeah, that's why I said did a year because the lady asked me, she goes, I need a male voice. Can you just give me 3 months? A year later, I'm like, honey, I'm done. So.
The country has a wide variety of what's good and what's not. So
we did, a lot of the popular stuff, and I did Sold, the Grundy County auction.
That was my first show. Was John Michael Montgomery?
I did that song. I had to sit for a weekend to learn that one, man. To be able to.
It's not easy on any level.
And then I started playing it. I was like, this is not easy. I was like, because I wanted to play country. My wife said, you got to play some country. So I pulled out the only 3 country songs I knew, and they're out now.
Yeah,
sorry.
That's awesome.
There's enough people to play country, so I'm thinking, Randy and I will partner up. He'll play the country songs, and I'll do the pop songs.
Yeah, works for
me.
See
more joint shows around town where there's 2 or 3 acts.
Well, we've got a whole bunch of dispensaries, so you're probably going to see a lot more drunk shows.
Yeah,
so.
Right. Very true.
I went to Five Guys the other day, and I was like, "Oh man, they are freaking busy." No, it wasn't. In front of Five Guys was the end of the line for the dispensary. That was a couple doors down. I was "Oh wow, Five Guys was empty." I was like, "Wow."
Don't worry,
the free peanuts.
Yeah.
Give it a little bit longer, and they'll be busy. So.
I know. I was like, I was like, "Wow." I got there. I was like, "Oh man, we're gonna be here a while." And then my wife's like, let's just go. And we walked up and we looked and we noticed everybody's looking that way.
Yeah.
So the closer we got, I was like, oh, no way. And I go, oh, dispensary. I was like, oh, man.
Oh, that's funny. They're everywhere, like on every corner now.
Oh, man.
It was like overnight. Boom.
I remember I met another salon owner, and she says, oh, my salon's over off of, that tells me the street. And I'm sitting there going, oh, she goes, right next to the dispensary. And I went, she goes, wow, that usually works.
Yeah.
Because usually she'll tell them, she goes, right next to the dispensary. Oh, yeah, I know where that is. And I'm sitting there going, I have no. She goes, wow, that usually works. But
so,
I get so paranoid on that stuff. I start going down like the existential rabbit hole. Like why am I here? What's the meaning of life? And it devolves from there.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't play on the weed either. Because one time I tried to, let's try this out. It took like one little puff of something, this was years ago. And I started laughing and I kicked out the stage light.
Oh God.
So I stopped doing that.
I don't even try it. I figure I'm weird enough as it is.
Right.
I don't think we need any. I don't think we need me doing that.
All right.
Yeah,
All right. Let's hear
There's a comedian that I love. He was talking about the first time he went to a dispensary and they had edibles. and he'd never had edibles before. He'd smoked pot, but that was it. And he walks in there and he's like, "Are those blueberry muffins?" "Yeah, we made them ourselves just recently." He says, "They have cannabis in them?" "Yeah." So they had a little room that you go back and you could, imbibe. Yeah. And he went back there with his muffin and ate this whole muffin.
45 minutes later?
Well, the guy comes back a few minutes later and says, "Did you eat the whole muffin?" He's like, "Well, yeah." He says, "No." He says, "You got to get out of here. You either got to go home right now or be prepared to stay here for 8 hours." It's like, oh, geez. So I don't know.
Nice. They are having music at the at Soul.
Yeah,
I guess that's the Cannabis Lounge.
Oh,
I guess they are doing some music from time to time. So you should play there.
Yeah,
and Sassy Grass is doing music over there too.
They
don't have their license yet, but
they don't. Yeah, so it's like, that's. Yeah. Don't know if I could do that.
Yeah, you played some of their lunch deals. Cool. We talked to them a little bit about possibly doing an evening show, the two of us, because their evening shows are 4 hours.
Yeah, so
we'll split it up. That's where you really need to find somebody to pair up with.
Oh, sure.
So that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, 2 hours is a whole lot easier than 4.
Yeah,
4 is a bit much.
She's a cakewalk.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
As long as you have a few.
All right, go for it.
Sure.
We'll see if I can get through this because I'm still learning the dynamics. This one it's a very different song, so I'll probably play it more the way I normally play this time. It's called "She Called Me Baby," parentheses, redneck love song.
Oh, here we go.
Beautiful.
Well, boys, you've been asking how I met my bride. Was it just the way she looked, or something deep inside? Well, how can I explain it? It's none of the above. It's what she did to me that I love. Well, she smacked my ass and she called me baby. Lost my heart right then, and boys, I don't mean maybe that redneck honey came along and saved me. When she smacked my ass and called me baby. Of course I was drinking, hanging with my friends, when I got cornered by an ex-girlfriend. When suddenly this angel appeared out of the air. She reached down and grabbed my derriere. Well, she cracked my ass, then she called me baby. I lost my heart right then, and boys, I don't mean maybe that redneck honey came along and saved me. When she smacked my ass and called me baby. Still learning. She said, "Now, honey, come back and sit with me, 'cause I can be the jealous type, as you can see. We played the loyal couple and we got to talking. Once again, she let her fingers do the walking. She smacked my ass and she called me baby. Lost my heart right then and there, and boys, I don't mean maybe that redneck honey came along and saved me. When she smacked my ass and called me baby. Well, we started us a family, got the mortgage and an IRA. We never missed a meeting of the PTA. Our neighbors think they know us, but they would only blush if they only knew she still grabs my touch. Little ZZ Top. Well, she smacked my ass and she called me baby. Lost my heart right then, and boys, I don't mean maybe that redneck honey came along and saved me. When she smacked my ass and called me baby. There it is.
Great.
Gee, that was awesome. And I thought I was going to have the risque song today.
That is the happiest song I've heard you do. That is awesome. And he wrote that. That's awesome.
And to correct me if I'm wrong, but you're saying "smack my arse and call me baby."
Beautiful.
It's a number one
That's
hit.
real redneck love right there.
Oh, I kind of played around with that. It actually part of it happened. She's a friend.
We don't need to know that much of the story.
Well, the thing is, I was out with some friends. We were listening to Daniel Sanchez out at Luna Rosa, where, by the way, he's still playing every Friday night this summer.
Daniel.
And Daniel's awesome. Love him.
Great guy.
But one of my ex-girlfriends showed up there, and I went over to talk to her, be polite, and we were getting along pretty well at that point. We were reconnecting, and she wasn't as crazy as she used to be. So, you know,
White.
But
she's hiding it better.
Yeah.
Apparently, I'd been over there too long because one of my friends, Diana, sent another friend, Christy, over to get me and says, just pretend like you're his girlfriend. Just go up and smack his ass and get him back over here. Well, she didn't actually smack my ass. She grabbed it like a stress ball. I was like, okay. And she says, hey, baby, says the pizza's ready. We need to go sit down. And
wow.
we were laughing about it the
There you
next day, and the title came up, and it just sat there for almost a year. And yeah,
no, that's funny. I like that. It's catchy.
Yeah, that's cool.
I was sitting up. I was actually driving the other night, and something hit it. I turned off the radio, and I'm just kind of driving along, and I'm doing some rhythm on my shifter, and trying to figure this basic stuff out in my head, and no music the whole time I was driving because I was doing this over and over so I could remember it because I couldn't stop and write it all down. Got back to the house and wrote this out in just a few hours.
That's cool.
It's silly.
All the good ones come quick, you know.
Yeah.
I had that.
That's how
one
Willie Nelson writes songs, right? He just goes driving, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Like, no destination, just gets in the car and.
Well, Hank Williams Sr. They used to. There were people who doubted. They were like, no. There's somebody writing your songs. You're not writing these songs. You can't write that many songs that quickly. And he says, well, what do I have to do to prove it to you? They took him into a room, sat him down, gave him some paper. That was it. I don't think he even had a guitar with him. Mm-hmm. And they says, write a song. And about 2 hours later, they walk in, and he had written Kalijah, about the wooden Indian.
Oh, wow.
Complete. And says, here, see?
That's cool.
Easy.
Yeah.
That's cool.
He was brilliant.
Yeah.
So
it's hearing the way everybody else comes up, because now I have I'm actually, writing, and it's like, for me, I'll hear something, melody or a chord progression, then I can put words to it. Like one time I wrote words, I'm thinking, oh, these sound good because they came to my head, but I had the hardest time putting music to it. For sure. It's easier for me the other way. I hear about, like I remember Gene Simmons always talked about, he would sit down for 2 hours a day just to write music.
That sounds so tedious and
but then you got Ace Frehley, who'll sit there and go, I'm going to practice, and all of a sudden, oh wait, and he just started messing around, and there's cold gin.
Come up with something, just noodling, and just having it in your hands, and
right,
because it's like he has to something has to come up while he's playing, and everybody has different ways of being inspired by it. So it's just
And really cool. and the whole idea of sitting there and playing and figuring out a melody first, that's not the way I do things. I do it the exact opposite. Words first, and I've been just sitting around and playing around with the guitar and finding out some stuff.
Sure.
I've got one that eventually it'll be done. I'm writing a murder ballad, and I was sitting there, and especially on a 12-string guitar.
Yeah.
Such a big sound.
Yeah.
It is.
Two weird chords. Yeah. I'm doing I'm doing an A minor 7 and an E minor.
Classic murder ballad sound.
Yeah, there you go.
Minors.
Just back and forth. Yeah.
Nice.
And I'm sitting there writing this. I'm like, it's giving me some trouble.
Yeah. And it gave you nightmares. You said your own song.
I was having some nightmares.
So you're doing something right.
the thing is, and I know a lot of people don't understand the draw to a murder ballad. They're like, oh, really? Among other things, it puts a spotlight on what people are capable of, human nature and the bad side of things.
Sure. Yeah, we're seeing that a lot lately. So yeah.
And we're not aware.
Mm-hmm.
People are behaving so badly across the spectrum in our country, and they're unaware. They see themselves as the good guys.
Well, it's even worse now because it seems like the way that social media always puts out the most positive perception of like whatever someone wants to put out.
And you've got tons of cheerleaders ready to back you up because they feel the same way as you do. It's gotten really ugly.
It's almost too Radio Disney a little bit, It's like people can't really be their true selves. And so all this stuff kind of festers underneath the surface. And then you can express it through a murder ballad.
Yeah. And the great thing about a murder ballad is the most honest type of song. You're basically saying, I did this, and this is how I did it, and these are the consequences. It's not a case of, I got out of it. No, you never get out of it in a murder ballad. Either you spend the rest of your life in prison or you get executed. So.
Like some of my favorite songs, we were talking about this last week, are songs that that have a really beautiful melody and music to it, but the words are so opposite of that.
Yes.
Somehow it just clicks and it works.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a song that I do by that was back in the 90s by Tonic. I love singing this song because the vocals are just so much fun, but
Dark
the words
lyrics, though.
not very nice.
Yeah,
No.
You know,
totally dark lyrics.
it's like my wife always goes, just to be certain, that's not about anybody in particular. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's just a song I like singing. So
Yeah.
Yeah, my favorite is it's a Third Eye Blind B-side called Slow Motion, and it's just beautiful. It's like this plucked D major to an A, just really beautiful. There's some light piano behind it, and the first line is, Miss Jones taught me English, but I think I just shot her son.
Yeah,
He
had to send me this, by the way. I'm like, thank you so much.
And it goes darker.
Gets worse.
It gets darker.
There. It gets really bad.
But beautiful song, just the dark side of human nature.
Yeah.
There are songs that, and of course, some depending on who it is, you don't exactly, you can't really tell what the song's about until you actually read the lyrics.
Sure.
Because you just, but then you look at it and go, oh, this would be, no, I can't play that. So,
yeah.
Like I play the song. It's been a while. Had to clean it up a lot.
Yeah.
So, but I do that song, and I'm like, because I remember one time, one of the first times I played, I started playing it because I just liked the melody and everything. And I found out later it was about his friend that committed suicide. But I remember playing it, and I started the first line, and I can see this guy with these 3 small kids, this couple with 3 small kids, and the guy goes, oh, and he hears me do the chorus, and he's sitting there, and he looked uncomfortable, and I looked right at him when I said, as messed up as it all may seem. And he goes, and he saw what I was going to do. And I guess, so when I finished the song, I look and I go, clean that one up. And he goes, thank you.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And the neat thing is you've got different people that do different things.
Yeah.
You dropped an F-bomb in several F-bombs in your first song that you played here.
Tried to count them, make sure that we were under certain quota.
Yeah. BJ tends to clean stuff up.
Yeah.
And while I don't go to extremes, I've got a couple of songs with some hells and some asses and dams. And
for me personally, and I have it's not that I don't, I want to be able to do songs that I'd be comfortable doing in church.
Yeah, sure.
Because I played in praise worship. Yeah, so that's just my way of doing it.
I'm playing this in church Sunday.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So it's that's just the way I look at it. And there's other people that's because when they wrote that, that's the way they felt.
Yeah,
sure. And it captures that emotion. Yeah, like there's 2 of my favorite Ani DeFranco songs to play live feature the F-bomb in the chorus, which she rarely does that.
Yeah.
But it's just on those songs, it works and it packs a punch. And it's almost like if you take it out, it takes something away. Yeah. It's like I tried to put in, instead of F, and I put truckin', and it just didn't quite happen. No. It didn't work.
It sounds like
truckin'.
Yeah.
When they'll take certain movies and they'll put them on network television, and they basically dub over the words, and it's like, that's not even close.
It's like try watching Showgirls on TBS.
Oh god.
Oh,
it's like a 30-minute movie.
Why would you want to?
I know.
just my thought,
Yeah, me and my mom used to watch that. I mean, sounds kind of weird, but it's like it's the worst unintentionally funny movie ever.
Yeah.
It's the campiest thing. I mean, take away all the nudity and the sex scenes. It's like the goofiest dialogue.
Oh, it's horrible. Yeah.
I remember
ever put to film.
I remember the movie Harlem Nights. Eddie Murphy wrote and produced and directed and starred in this role, and you had Richard Pryor and Red Fox.
Yeah.
I'm like, if they cut that up to put it on TV, it'd be like 10 minutes long.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And a 10-minute movie.
And it wasn't so much the language, it's just that those guys had a way of turning a phrase. Even when they didn't use profanity, it was dirty.
It was.
Every once in a while on Sirius Radio, you'll hear on the Comedy Great station, they'll play some Red Fox.
Oh
my God, he's still as funny as ever.
But
he is still filthy.
Oh yeah, you cannot clean that up.
Oh yeah, my favorite comedian is Norm Macdonald.
Oh,
the driest.
Oh god,
dry, but the funniest guy on earth. Yeah, like YouTube his bit about World War II. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Last night I was up late and I was watching John Panette. I just kept watching John Panette clips because that guy was, I don't know, every once in a while you get into that. And then one of my favorites was a guy by the name of Jeff Allen, who he's like, I don't make this stuff up. That's the sad part. He talks about raising teenagers and I've done that.
Yeah.
You're gonna do that.
Mhm.
And I'll tell you, my favorite
It's gonna
line
be
of
rough.
his,
It's
my
gonna be
favorite
rough.
line of his was like the Bible doesn't say how old Satan was when he defied and betrayed God, but in my house we're guessing 15. And I'm telling you that fits.
Oh, yeah.
Rings true.
So yeah, it's
It
fun.
scared me, BJ. Stop.
Oh, I got
Scared.
lots more.
Oh,
I
just
I
wait.
had
And you got it worse
four-
because you got a daughter.
Yeah,
Oh,
I had
yeah.
4
TikTok
teenagers in the house
generation.
at one time.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something I do not. I had 4 teenagers in the house at one time. That's not something I highly recommend.
Yeah.
I thought, man, I can get a good tax break. Just get the state to designate my house as an insane asylum.
Mhm.
Nice.
Well, the first time that I heard you play was out of the Icebox.
Yeah.
And I went with a friend of mine. We were sitting there listening, and you had your daughter get up and sing a song.
Yeah.
And she didn't sing a whole bunch because she got really self-conscious.
yeah.
But when she started hitting notes, and we're just like, holy crap.
That had to feel good.
She has a voice.
She has a voice. Yeah.
Yeah. She's kind of, finding out what her interests are. It's that age where you're figuring
How old
out,
is she
like, she's 11.
Oh,
Yeah, so you're
oh,
kind of
yeah.
figuring out, like, do you want, she kind of wants to do the acting thing because she
Yeah.
loves the Disney stuff, the Disney kid thing.
Yeah.
Or does she want to be a singer? Like, some people do it both.
You don't have to
do both
choose.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of my favorites is Anna Kendrick.
Yeah.
And she's like a quadruple threat.
'Cause she
There's
came from
nothing she
from
can't
the
do.
Disney World, right? Or did she not?
Not really. She did some kid stuff, but I don't think it was anything that was Disney.
I like that Cub song. I used to play that one. That's
Oh
a fun
yeah.
one.
And everything she does is just brilliant. Whether it's singing or she's done some movies that are just so wrong and she's so adorable
Yeah.
that it makes it even more wrong.
Sure.
Yeah, she did a movie where she ended up getting in a relationship with a hitman. By the end of the movie, they're killing people together.
That's
So-
hilarious.
and to see her doing it with that cute little face, it's just like, oh my god. I think I'd be okay with her killing me. It wouldn't bother me as much because
It's wild.
and she does interviews, and her whole purpose in an interview is to make the interviewer just very uncomfortable. So
That's funny.
that's always a
She's
good
an
thing.
entertainer,
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Poke the bear from time to time.
Oh yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, but Haley is her name. Haley, she actually last summer we actually recorded a kind of a pop rap song.
Cool.
So it's about 99% done. So
That's cool.
it's not
Mhm.
really out there ready to like put out there because we're
Yeah.
gonna do a music video for it. But I'll
That's
play it for
awesome.
you guys sometime in private.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
It's pretty good. Like the girl can flow. It's like we
Yeah.
That's
kind of
awesome.
crafted it. We worked it together and put some beats, synths behind it. And like we actually have a live version that we worked out, which we were kind of digging into. So
Yeah. Well, she's
Yeah,
already got a
hopefully
voice that's really good, and she's got so much potential to
Yeah.
be more.
yeah.
I was listening to this going, oh my god. If she ends up with a vocal coach at some point, it's going to be a dream job for that
Mhm.
coach.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, she very talented girl. So yeah, she has a little audition this Friday for a Disney thing. So she's kind of going full force. Like you don't
Good
want
for
to go
her.
here, putting yourself out there. So
That's
Yeah.
cool.
with our encouragement, of course. But yeah,
That's cool.
yeah.
You okay?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm fine.
yeah. It's that Jameson hitting you.
Yeah. Yeah. What were we talking about?
That's-
Yeah, we had to do that earlier.
Yeah, we only had one shot apiece.
On that one.
Should have done multiple, but it's okay.
That's going to be the After Dark show.
Yeah.
Right? The post show.
Keep threatening to do that too.
I know. We need to. That'd be so much fun.
Yeah.
What's that like a nighttime? Put on some neon light kind of.
Yeah,
thing?
sit there and have drinks and
Yeah.
everything. Originally, I'd talked about wouldn't it be cool to get a bunch of guests on and do a political show when I was doing more political stuff
Oh,
and sit there and drink because you're going to be very proper. Okay, well, this is the way it is. By the time it's all over, it's going to be the most honest show.
Oh yeah, good people
Way
from
too honest.
varying views and just going at it. That'd be
Yeah.
great. That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, well,
It's a circus.
you feel that way about abortion? Well, your head is shaped like a triangle. What does that even mean? I don't know.
It would probably devolve into that, which would be entertaining for
Oh yeah,
for the audience for sure.
for sure. I had one guy that did comment on my Facebook page about me playing, saying no politics. Yeah, 3 hours worth of politics. I'm going to go psychotic on something.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
So no,
Probably not.
especially these days, because no.
Yeah,
Um,
it's touchy.
Exactly. Everything's touchy now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Everything's a trigger point.
Yeah.
I write a column in the Sun News once a month, and my last one that went out, both Dwight and Lisa Dixon read it and commented they really liked it. I was talking to Lisa, and she says, with everything she said, it seems like what you were really saying was basically grow the hell up.
Yeah.
And I says, Yeah, that's been my column for the last 2 years. So if I write that, my editor gets a little bit irritable about it. So I got to put some more stuff in there.
Right? It's like a quick article.
Yeah.
It's like when I was going through psychology class and I was intending to be a counselor, and I said, I can't wait till I'm licensed. That way I can tell people they're a moron. And my wife looks at me and goes, you can't say that to a class. I said, but I can imply it.
Uh-huh.
Oh, nothing is worse and like more nauseating than having to like over-explain common sense.
Oh
yeah.
That's the worst. Not to get specific, but just saying.
I hear you. I hear you.
Well, just generally.
Yeah.
Well, Dennis Leary
did how you breathe air.
Oh yeah. See, Dennis Leary did a bit at one point that he says, "Yeah, I'm going to write a self-help book." He says, "I'm just going to call it "Shut the F Up" by Dr. Dennis Leary."
Oh, that's great.
Okay.
That's awesome.
You know, whatever your problems is. Well, when I was a kid, he's going to say, "Shut the F up." I feel nobody ever told me that before. I feel so much better.
There you go.
That's awesome.
So yeah. So what have you got coming up? Music wise?
Yeah, so a few things. I have this next weekend off, which I'm pretty excited. I can actually come see some music. You know, sounds like there's a lot going on in town, but
quite a bit.
Yeah, generally there's always something to do. I have I have kind of gigs through August locally. In terms of putting music out, I'm pretty stoked. Me and my producer buddy, who I've known for 10 plus years, we work putting out music on Heart Dance Records, which is a new age ambient instrumental record label out of Phoenix, owned by Sherry Finzer. She's like the world's greatest flautist. So we put out music through the year with that label, more instrumental on the chill side. So me and Cass, we have our first official noted officially collaboration. We're doing a cover of When Doves Cry by Prince.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
And that's going to be kind of on a compilation.
That's your love song to your mom.
Oh yeah, which I played that and then I made eye contact during the wrong lyric, and that was a weird experience. But I'm like, I'm sorry, Mom.
Yeah,
my eyes. You know,
she looks over at me and she says, "Oh no, I raised him. I know the way he is." Okay.
Oh yeah, they're awesome. Great people. But yeah, so we have that coming out, so I'm pretty stoked. It's very cool. It's part of a compilation with a bunch of other Heart Dance Records artists. I think it's like 10 something songs, where each artist picked kind of a pop rock song, and then we're kind of revamping it into like a more mellow, like chillaxed version, if you will. Cool. So we're putting that out here pretty soon, and then I think later on in the summer, I think the state fair is coming out. I think I'm doing the state fair again this year. That was a blast. Cool. The Southern New Mexico State Fair down there that way.
Very cool.
And then really excited about this. I just found out about this yesterday. We're kind of in the works of with Heart Dance Records, where there's going to be a wellness / music retreat, and this is going to be in Mexico. So it's going to be a 5-day retreat where there's going to be yoga sessions, night concerts, beachside concerts, and so all kinds of artists from the label are going to go to Mexico, and
that's kind of cool.
It's like a 5-day wellness retreat. Cool. Yeah. So like it's a work trip, but like the greatest kind of work.
That is
right.
Really cool.
So pretty stoked about that. So if anybody's interested, send me a link and I'll send you a link for the details.
Very cool.
Because we're doing the tickets are going on sale pretty soon here, and so if you're friends and family, which you guys are friends, and want to come, I'll shoot you the info.
That's cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's down the line. That's going to be I think that's 2023, but those things you plan so far in advance.
Oh yeah,
you have to. You know.
Yeah.
So pretty stoked about that, and yeah, that's kind of what's going on. And then I got the indie rock album, which has kind of been in the process for about a year now.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's pretty much done. I want to revamp some stuff. So there's always something to do.
Oh yeah.
Instrumental stuff, rock stuff, shows always. You know.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, Las Cruces is amazing for live music. Such a scene out here.
And I grew up in Southern California, just outside of Los Angeles, and I'll tell you, it's better out here.
Oh yeah,
it is better out here because
it's amazing.
I've
some
lived
of the artists,
in 4 different music scenes, and kind of experienced how each scene is, and this is definitely the most, I'd say, active in terms of just like, you know, there's always something at least every other day, every weekend. There's something.
I lived in Missouri, the St. Louis area, and there was very little going on out there. It was odd to hear. Like we had a guy at our church one time say, "Hey, if you guys are available, I'm playing at this wine house," and we're like, somebody's playing? Okay, and we went because it was like to hear
it was something
musicians wasn't wasn't very often. And, luckily they didn't have it every weekend. They had sporadic. So we heard this one guy who was a really fun keyboard player and a good singer, and it was fun because there's very little of that going on.
Sure.
Yeah.
And then here it's like you have to decide. It's
Yeah.
like, wow, I want to go here. No, I want to see this.
I know. It's like, well, if I go here, I can listen to it, then I can make it over here for a little, and then I can make
a lot of hopping.
Yeah.
A
lot of it. Yeah.
It's like, I have the day off, we can hit up.
That's where you need an Uber because most of these places serve alcohol. So,
Yeah.
Exactly. Stay responsible.
Yeah.
Stay responsible.
Yeah.
So awesome scene. Vegas was a little different. Interesting scene.
Really?
Great on the cover band. If you want to gamble, drink in a casino, some of the best cover bands in the world. But in terms of the open mic singer-songwriter aspect of it, it was a little bleak. Playing in a dark casino isn't the most inspiring.
Right.
For 6 months. I mean, people did it, but it was almost a dark scene. It seemed it's Vegas, But here it's lively and vibrant, and people are writing music,
and you never know who's going to be doing music. What was it? I think it was in Tier C. They had a band up, and I've been obsessing over this since they announced it. It was months back. This band came out, country band. They came and they played at the feed store in town.
Okay,
I was like, I want to play at a feed store really bad. Doesn't that sound awesome?
Yeah.
They have very unique venues. Here
and you never know who's going to try music.
Sure.
Like we said, Sassy Grass is getting into it.
Yeah.
Valley Pizza is getting into music, and they've got that little patio. It's not huge, but they're putting music out there.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, you never know what's gonna catch steam, and because Amara started off small, and now it's this massive thing every Thursday.
They got music every weekend, and Open Jam has turned into a huge thing. And
on Messia, that's a whole different world. I love Messia. You can hop 3 places and see.
Easily.
Amazing.
And of course, they've got their open mic on Mondays over at In Vintage. And
love that place. Shout out to Morgan. She's my pug buddy. She's a fan of pugs, and so
that's right.
So every time that she has a friend that has a pug that is going up for adoption, she'll be like, "Are you ready for it?" I'm like, "Not quite." A few weeks later, got another pug. You want it? Not quite there yet, but keep sending them though. Yeah, I'll be worn down eventually.
We mentioned Las Cruces Comic Con coming up. It's going to be August 20th and 21st. And the great thing about their website. So let's see. Featured guests. Nobody's going to know any of these guys. What the hell? Is that all? Is that all you got? Yeah, nobody's going to know these guys. Chris George, Damian Clark, Joe. He was artist for, among other things.
Bonaducci is coming.
I'm a fan of his. It's like
he's a character.
Oh yeah, it's you kind of get the idea of what the Partridge Family is about when you watch the first. I think it's the first or second. If within the first 2 episodes, you actually watch him playing the bass and he's strumming.
Oh yeah,
and it wasn't until afterwards that.
Are you a big comic
No.
guy? Okay.
No,
because you're a big comic guy.
He is.
Kind of can figure, huh?
Yeah. Just looking around. Would you ever dress up at one of those things?
That picture I was dressed up. That's a leather Renaissance era Green Lantern costume.
Okay.
Done specially by some other workers from out west
That's cool.
Put that together. I've dressed up a few times.
Okay.
I've done the Joker a few times. I do it a little bit differently. He's a lot more punk rock and dirty looking.
Sure.
I have a special T-shirt for that. Suicidal Tendencies. I took all the white lettering and turned it green.
That's cool.
And I haven't done that since the end of my marriage because my wife would go as a Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
And that was fun. That was so much fun.
Yeah. So you kind of want to go a different route. I get it. Maybe do a different costume.
Probably. Yeah.
I would think. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like doing Michael Myers from time to time.
Oh yeah.
I'm a big Halloween freak. I have my studio room is essentially kind of like this, but it has Halloween, John Carpenter's series.
Right.
All over.
That's cool.
So yeah. We'll have you come over sometime, both you guys, and we'll barbecue or something. We have a little deck with a Blackstone grill.
That's cool.
It'd be fun.
Yeah.
Bring the guitars,
we did that not too long ago. We just he helped me out with some stuff, and then we just came out and went outside and played for a while.
For a long while.
Yeah, we were out there late. It was fun though.
2 nights in 1 week we did that.
That's right.
And yeah, it was fun. We even got your wife messing with the cajon a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, I was like, the white girl had rhythm.
Yeah. She was a little bit off at first. And I just explained to her, watch, if nothing else, watch what he's playing.
Yeah.
When he strokes down, that's your downbeat.
Yeah.
And, oh, I didn't know that. Well, there you go.
It was funny.
And all of a sudden, everything changed.
Yeah, she
she got onto it.
Yeah, she got onto it. She's like, now she wants to join me up on and do rhythm for me. I was like, that'd be cool.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Have her sing with you too, because you said she's a singer.
She's
so.
singing choir with her. I'm trying to write a song. For
that's amazing.
Yeah, they do. Zia Comics does a lot of things with their little fox logo, and one of them is put him into a hockey mask and a.
Well, Zia Comics got me for about $60 like a few weeks ago. So like,
it'll happen easy.
So we were walking by, and it's a long shot to find any sort of Halloween memorabilia or licensed merchandise. Like you rarely see it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's just go in. And she's like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, I just want to see if there's like any sort of Halloween, like a Michael Myers Funko Pop. Like I knew there wouldn't be. So I'm like, yeah, we'll go in. I just want to see if they have Funko Pop. We go in there, nothing. I turn the corner to the very back, and as I live and breathe, there's a stack of not just Funko Pops, but mega size Funko Pops of Michael Myers stacked from floor to ceiling. And I'm all like, I'm sorry, but $60 is gone. Like I can't not get this.
Oh yeah,
this has to be in the house. So thank you, Zia Comics. Keep it up.
Oh yeah. Well, I've got one of the Funko Pops, and I actually got two of them.
What'd you get?
I kept one. I gave one to him. It's Batman. They did a series called Heavy Metal.
Okay.
And it was basically this dark underworld to the multiverse.
Sure.
And they released this one with Batman and flames all over him, and he's got an electric guitar.
It looks like a BC Rich. He's one of those Warlock BC Rich.
He's even holding a pick in his hand. It's that sort of detail.
Oh wow!
My wife, I came home. I shot my wife like, "Why do you have a toy?" I'm like, "You don't understand.
They're not
understand.
They're collectibles."
Yes,
I have two of them now. One is the one he gave me, and another one a friend of mine gave me a long time ago was Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
I'm like, these are. And she did not understand.
And you don't open them.
Yeah, and she's like, what are you doing with this? I made her let me put them away, but I'm keeping them. She's like,
oh yeah,
I was gonna put them up in my music room when she's done. And
they're adult toys.
You're not having toys up in here. That's what she kept saying. You're not having toys.
Yeah, I've got Batman up in my music room, and on either side of him are the Todd McFarlane issued toys. One of them is Rob Zombie, and one is Alice Cooper.
Oh, I'm a huge zombie fan. I want the McFarlane Michael Myers. I found it in
They're so good.
I found it in this one record store years ago, and it's so stupid I didn't buy it. But it was like $11.
Yeah.
And now
yeah,
it's like $200.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on.
Oh yeah. The stuff he does is so intricate and so good.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
Have you seen his Alice in Wonderland series?
Yes.
It's like Alice in Wonderland in bondage.
It's so
basically,
wrong.
Let's not go into it, but it's wild figures.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and he started out as just a comic book guy. He was writing Spider-Man, and then all of a sudden, he got involved with Image Comics and starting them out. Their own company that they did, create their own stuff. Created Spawn, which became huge for a while, and there's supposed to be a new Spawn movie coming out sometime in the future.
Fun.
And then he got into the toys, and he basically said, these action figures are garbage. It's basically the same thing. They kind of put a face on that looks like the character and kind of put an outfit on, and the arms don't move and the legs don't move. And he says, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
And he hired some of the best artists for doing sculpting. And some of these are just amazing. They did a Jimi Hendrix, and they did a Janis Joplin, and
did they do a Guns N' Roses series? I think they had a Slash.
I think so. They did a Kiss series
Metallica
too.
Yeah.
And they did Jerry Garcia.
Oh, okay, cool.
Which it's a chunky dude with a beard. It looked exactly like him.
Oh wow.
They did that's just huge.
Did you hear that Jonah Hill's going to be in the biopic?
I heard that. Yeah. We'll see how that turns out.
Yeah.
And then you have Harry Potter. Dana Radcliffe? He's going to be
Weird Al.
Weird Al.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've seen
that's going to be interesting.
I saw clips. I'm like, no, but
we'll see.
Said the same about Michael Keaton back in the day, and that was phenomenal. So
oh yeah,
you never know.
And I did see Daniel Radcliffe. He played the bad guy in The Lost City with Sandra Bullock. It's on Amazon Prime, their streaming service right now. he's really good.
Yeah.
Who would have thought, this kid playing Harry Potter, he should have played Harry Potter and then gone into obscurity. And he's been on Broadway and just blown people away. He's doing some movies that, he did a movie called Horns that was.
I saw that. That was great.
He was so good.
That was crazy.
And that one and Arms Akimbo. Arms Akimbo? Guns Akimbo? Guns Akimbo.
Yeah.
Where he wakes up with guns attached to his hands that somebody
That's funny.
Yeah, it's odd stuff.
But crazy world we live in when you really step back and think about it. Like what's going on here?
Yeah, he even did a movie where he was playing a dead body. Guy was using him as a Swiss Army knife, basically. He used him for everything that he needed. He had a purpose for, and they ended up becoming friends. Of course, he's still a dead body throughout the whole movie.
Okay.
So I don't know. There's something you've got to have some security as an actor to take a role like that.
That's crazy.
And then Jamie Lee Curtis has a new movie which is getting great reviews, where she has hot dogs for fingers. Have you seen this?
Oh no,
Edward's Fingers Hands or something. I don't know.
Oh, God.
But yeah. Shout out to Jamie Lee Curtis if you're watching. There's always a chance.
Yeah.
You never know.
The original Scream Queen.
The original.
Yeah. Back in the day. And although they've done weird things with those movies, so don't try and follow continuity now.
Oh yeah, there's like 4 continuities, but I love them all in their own unique way. Even the Halloween 3 with Tom Atkins.
Mm-hmm.
It's hilarious.
Now, if you get a chance to see it, there was a series, Scream Queens, television series, and it was basically a tongue-in-cheek version of the Scream movies.
Sure.
And she played the house mother for the sorority. She was really good.
See, I'm a bad horror fan because I haven't seen that yet. I want to say I need to watch that.
There's too much. And the thing is, now we've got
media overload now.
Yeah, and we've got companies that's all they do.
Yeah,
Shudder has used to that was the station you get and you'd watch old horror movies. They're doing so much original content.
Yeah, sure.
It's too much to keep up on.
Yeah, it's like if you even like stop for a week watching this stuff, you're just behind. And
immediately
there's movies that I still haven't seen that are like 4 years old. I'm like, I need to go back to that, 2019 and see what I missed.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's easy to lose track fast because you want to do other stuff than just watch movies all the time.
It's true.
Like going out on January 4th, on June 4th to
trying to keep the Matrix just always on the screen.
Yeah. But man, we could keep going and going. I know after we played it at TRC, we sat there and talked for almost 2 hours just shooting the ball.
Yeah, we had one more beer than we probably should have, but I had a good time.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Hey, we had enough time to get it out of our system afterwards too.
Exactly.
We weren't in any rush.
And the venue had a good time. It was their first Mimosa Sunday, so that was a success for them.
Did feedback. They're still doing them now. They keep putting them up there. So
it's glad to have you, man. That was a blast. Thanks for coming in.
Oh, I had so much
selfishly
fun.
wanted to hear those songs. So.
There you go.
I was like, come on.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, he basically told me, he says, I have one request. He says, you got to play I Still Wear Your Ring.
Yeah.
Okay. I can do that.
That's good.
Great song.
But and I'm having fun with the songwriting. I'm starting to do some stuff that sounds different. It's not all, the same. Although I'm still going to be dealing with that because let's face it, that's country gold.
Oh, people write albums and albums upon like one person. So
your careers are made up of that.
Sure.
So.
And we were talking, we were kind of joking a little bit about, I need to come on the show and do a sad off.
Yeah, right. Like
your wife would not be happy.
No,
with us.
I would not be present for that one. She's the one that stopped at open mic after about 5 people got up, and she's like, "Why is everybody singing such depressing songs?"
Yeah. I'm just thinking, I'm gonna have to write
heartstrings.
I have to write a song about a dog, and I'll make sure puppy pictures to show throughout the song. And first at the end, the dog dies. And,
have a projector of just like sad dog images in the background.
Yeah,
really tear at the heartstrings. So that's how I know I've had a good night or a night that's going in a not so great way. If it's 2 a.m. and I'm still drinking whiskey and I start crying listening to Tori Amos, everyone goes to bed. But my night just begun. So,
okay.
But that's the cue to leave Dallas alone. This is his turn.
There you go.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Tori Amos is awesome.
Oh man,
she is the only artist that I know of that because of her personality got turned into a comic book character.
Yeah, Neil Gaiman, right?
Neil Gaiman created one of the endless for her. I forget what the name was. It was one of the Chaos characters.
Oh, yeah. I'm a bad Tori fan.
But I just went blank on the thing. Which I wonder if we're going to see.
Was it Death?
No, not
No,
Death.
not Death.
Yeah, this was the one that's
I will Google
all
it.
multicolored, and I forget what her name is.
Red hair, looks just like Tori.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we'll see her in live action at some point too, because Netflix in the next few months, I believe it is, we're going to be seeing the Sandman series.
Oh wow,
That'll be cool.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Be fun.
I'm all hyped for that. But we'll get into more nerdy stuff next week.
Yes.
As it'll be the first Wednesday of the month.
yes.
And hopefully
Trevor will be here.
I'm
You
going
have
to
comics coming over here.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna go sweet talk him and say, oh, you really need to come. We miss you. We don't know what to do. It's just the two of us playing music if you're not here and talking Star Wars.
Yeah.
And
That's all I go as far as I go.
And next time we have to talk a bunch of Star Wars, I'm gonna hold him down and make him watch Star Trek.
Yeah.
So
Well, Dallas, thanks for coming. It's been so cool having you
It's been a
here.
blast, man. Thanks
And
for
we'll have to
having
do
me.
it again.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, thank you.
And so this
These
weekend,
guys right here.
absolutely.
Give them a hand.
Let's go ahead. Get out, have fun, listen to somebody. It's a
Yeah.
lot going on this weekend. So we're back. We're back.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we will see you again next week.
Yep.
I hope with Trevor.
Hopefully.
Try.
If not, who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll have a more disturbing song to play next
There
week.
we go. That'll just be
More
something to
murder
claim.
ballads.
That'll be
If it-
something to tune
Can't
in
have just
for.
one.
If it gives me nightmares, what the hell is it going to do for everybody else?
Exactly.
Bye.
Take care, everyone.
Take care, guys. We'll see you next week. Bink.